Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds, and we both gonna get 100+ million for it,
Right.
and we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due,
right?
And you ain't never got to box.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do Boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Shout out to the family on this Good Friday. We are back to get boxing is just do. How we always do. Build on this good boxing. Narrative free. You know how we do. Y'all already know you catch this on the playback. Smash the like button, sub to the channel. Turn your notifications on. And come say what up to the fam, man. How y'all feeling today? Another day we made it. Another Good Friday, man. You know, we're gonna close this week out strong. You know, we're gonna put a bow on this this Boots and Brian Norman situation. And like as y'all see, man, I call it deeper than ducking, because that's just how I see it, man. But we gonna get to it. 12 threes, what up? Yes, definitely deeper than ducking. I mean, everybody can have they train of thought. They could push whatever they want to push. If they think it's ducking, then go ahead, go for it. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do it how I do it. I'm gonna talk about it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a deeper conversation than just duck. And we've been hearing that shit every situation. You get what I'm saying? Fender Bender, what it do, my guy? Lonnie Lee, JBT family. What's good, bro? Real Prison Talk with Tommy. How you feeling, bro? Gangster Boxing fan, my guy. Mike Mazak, Thrill Hill, Al Booger. What's good with the family? How y'all feeling? But yeah, man, this was a topic that kind of took over the internet a little bit for the last week or so. Heavy, you know what I mean? Been a lot of talk, a lot of back and forth between who's doing what, who's ducking who. And look, man, I everybody had their opinion. I don't do no personals. I don't challenge nobody's opinion. They can have what they want to have. You get what I'm saying? I just think if you want to have a more than surface level conversation, then it's gonna go a lot farther than just ducking. And inside of that conversation, you're gonna be willing to hear both sides out. You ain't willing to jump to conclusions and rush judgment without hearing somebody out. It's either what it comes down to is you either understand where either side is coming from or you don't, and it's okay. what people don't realize is a lot of times in these situations, there's no right or no wrong, bro. There's no right or no wrong. Nobody's right. Nobody's going to tell me Brian Norman Sr. is a fool and don't know the business because he's trying to get money. Nobody's going to tell me Eddie Hearn is being cheap because he don't want to, bend or fold, right? It could go either way, but this shit is deeper than ducking, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to shout out the Boxing Voice in advance because I'm going to play some of their audio because they had, Ness had Brian Norman Sr. on and the manager of Brian Norman Jr. And they spoke, they spoke their piece. Eddie Hearn also came up there. He spoke his piece. And I come to the conclusion that it's not about ducking as much as it's like a business deal, right? Any business deal, you go to put together a business deal and it don't go to, it don't come to fruition. So what do? You say, all right, man, maybe it ain't work out this time. Maybe revisit this situation at a later date. You get what I'm saying? Look, let me say what's up to the rest of the fam. Yeah, facts, Mike. Facts. I'm here to try to bring balance to the conversation. That's all I'm doing. And McQueen, my God, deeper than ducking. That's a fact. Jeff, what's good with Elisa Smith? Peace to the Queen. Always good to see you. Big Dre, what up, family? How you feeling? Cal Cooler, my God. Appreciate all y'all in the building, man. We gonna get to it. Like I said, I'm not siding with nobody. I side with boxing, and I'm all about in-depth conversations. You try to go a little bit deeper than surface level. So, if you somebody that's like, hey, man, well, he asking for this much money. That's too much money. Can't tell that man was too much money. Based off what? I ain't trying to hear no numbers. I ain't trying to hear none of that. They take punishment that don't show up until their careers is over for the most part. You get what I'm saying? It ain't no real price tag on a punch to the face. You get what I'm saying? How much money you get paid for a brain bleed? I wonder. You get what I'm saying? We out here seeing dudes suffer brain bleeds going out there, putting on shows for the fans, right? Wonder how much you get for that. So I'm not telling nobody what's too much to go in there and get punched. And I'm gonna just call it what it is. The only people that's saying sacrifice this, sacrifice that, worry about this, worry about that, take less money, take that. Those are the people that's not having to take punches for a living. That's simple and plain. And I can understand it. We want to be entertained. So we like, man, we ain't trying to hear all that, man. Bet on yourself, X, Y, and Z. That all that shit sound cool, but who knows, man? You come up out of that fight, maybe you a changed man. Maybe shit different. You know what I mean? Maybe you take the wrong kind of ass whooping or the wrong punch. So again, when I hear somebody trying to get their money, I'm not jumping down their throat. That's all I'm saying. If I see a promoter, Eddie Hearn, and it's breathing room in it for the conversation because Eddie Hearn also had multiple offers. So if he was straight up just trying not to fight, I don't think he would have been willing to negotiate. To me, what I got at the end of it all is just they wasn't able to come to terms. But instead of us just going with something that's more logical, we got to paint one of the fighters as ducks, knowing damn well they don't handle the business side of it. They just sign the contracts. You're not hearing it. Brian Norman going everywhere. Junior talking about the number. That's his dad, and that's the management talking about it. They gonna handle that. He being advised. I'm pretty sure they put that deal on the table for him, and it was up to him. He probably signed it because he a fighter. But sometimes we say it all the time. You got to save a fighter from yourself. So that's why you have a team and a management. You know what I mean? That's why you got people that work for him. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to get what's best for their fighter, and nobody is wrong for that. You get what I'm saying? BBG, what it do? Say Norman say he wanted $2 million for unification. Seems reasonable. Hey, BBG, it's a real conversation. I don't think it sounded too crazy. I don't think it's so unreasonable. You get what I'm saying? I don't. And we're going to talk about it, right? We're going to play the little couple clips. Like I said, shout out to the Boxing Voice. He had Brian Norman Sr. and his the manager of Brian Norman Jr. on speaking. Then he managed to pull Eddie Hearn up there as well. And I just try to hear both sides out before trying to call one guy this or that. You get what I'm saying? This shit is the fight business, man. Tomorrow ain't promised. People keep talking about an opportunity down the line, man. You don't know what could happen in the fight. And I'm going there with it. You don't know. So don't tell somebody to bet on some shit that's not for sure. Nothing is promised in boxing. Nothing is promised in life, let alone in boxing. You take the wrong punch, the wrong ass whooping. You talking about down the line. You might not make it down the line. Let's keep it all the way real, especially if we talking about how dangerous Boots is and what he gonna do. People talking about how he gonna sleep him. You think he don't hear that? The same way Boots hear all this shit, Brian Norman hear that shit too. Brian Norman Sr. hear that shit too. And he want to be compensated. I don't think they crazy for that. I don't think they crazy. I don't think Eddie being crazy. I don't think Eddie being cheap. know what I mean? It's negotiations, and sometimes you just can't come to agreement, and the fight just don't happen for right now. But am I gonna call people a duck because they couldn't come to terms? No, I'm not doing it. I don't care what nobody else do. I'm not doing it. Cal Cooley said, question, no judge. When does a fighter accept fair market value after 3 offers? I hear you about the damage, but you'll never get fight if a number is not enough. And that I get, but I would say this. The only thing I can say to this, and the question is fair. Question is fair. There's nothing wrong with it. The question is fair. I would just say at the end of the day, man, they looking at it as they stuck on a number for this unification, and that's what they want for this fight. They feel like they're a champion. They feel like they stands, they want to get treated like it. You get what I'm saying? They feel like the difference in making this fight and it not making it is a difference of 500,000. Listen, I don't got that kind of money, so I can't sit around here and say it ain't nothing. But for me, as a fight fan, just looking at it, is 500,000 worth the sacrifice to get Boots another title? You get what I'm saying? It's a real conversation. I get it with the 3 offers, and listen, them shit starts to sound more and more reasonable. You get what I'm saying? So it's a real conversation, man. I can't be mad at either side. Melanin Queen, peace to the queen. How you feeling today? Tony Reviews, what's good with it? Chose the box. No one's forced him to get in the ring. You chose to participate. Norman is a straight duck. Hey, look, you can have it, man. My conversation is going to extend deeper than the duck, bro. Like I said, ain't nobody forcing him. You right, but this is the hurt business, and you entitled to negotiate, and that's all he doing. Just because you negotiate and you don't get something don't mean you duck. That's me. But y'all can have the duck title. I'm not arguing with nobody today about ducking. I'm going to just state my case and what I see about this situation. That's different than, I guess, what everybody else see. Hannibal, what's good with it, man? What's good with it? He said, he's just as on with Southpaw. Damn. Money's better than no money. Hey, for sure, it is. But again, if that just might be your train of thought, right? Maybe theirs is like, man, we thinking about maximizing or capitalizing on every opportunity as it come, right? Instead of looking, peeking down the line. Oh, well, you'll be able to do X, Y, and Z if you just bet on yourself now. They looking at it like, nah, we gonna get what we supposed to get now, right? I can't be mad at that. But what you're saying is not unreasonable, right? You know what I mean? No money. Some money, for sure, money is better than no money. Facts. When it's all said and done, Cal, my stance is there's no real right or wrong answer. People are not going to force their thought process on me, like to force me to call them a duck. You get what I'm saying? Nobody is wrong in this situation. It's negotiations, right? At least they were willing to do it. And I applaud both sides for trying to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? I applaud both sides. I still think it's a duck. I mean, it's cool. I can't argue. No opinions today, but I'm gonna make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it make sense, man. I dropped the link in a second. Don, what it do, fam? What it do? If it's not worth it, I don't agree with Boots having to give up anything. He didn't start calling no one out. Listen, it's cool. Aisha, what's good with it, queen? How you feeling? We will all talk. Ace, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling, bro? Now let's get to it, man. So let me see something. Let me get to it. Let me see how I want to do this. Because Boots had a little short response too. Brian Norman Sr. had a little short video he did. I'm gonna play that clip, then I'm gonna play Boots. Then we're gonna get into this conversation that they had on the boxing voice that I thought was insightful, man. If you rush into judgment, then call them what you want, call them ducks, say they don't want to fight, all this and that. I hear it a bit differently. And it's no right or wrong answer for me. You know what I'm saying? Just all how you see it and how you process information when it's presented to you. So I think the conversation is far deeper than somebody ducking, because I mean, who have either of these fighters ducked in their career? So that's what we're going to do. Every time business can be agreed on, terms can be agreed on, we got to call somebody a duck and say somebody don't want to fight. You get what I'm saying? We calling Brian Norman Jr. the duck when he's not in control of those decisions. He's not the one making the decisions. You get what I'm saying? He's obviously being advised, but we're going to call him a duck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to get to this, man. We're going to get to this, man. Let's play. Let's see what Norman Sr. said in this little clip.
Hit this off before it even get started with Eddie Hearn, so you can go on and stop the cap. Eddie Hearn, you trying to spend this. Check this out. The first offer was was less than a third of what Boots made for David Abenesian. David Abenesian is only famous for getting beat by or getting knocked out by Bud. We was picking at David Abenesian. We was picking at his name and everything about David Abenesian before he fought Bud. Now all of a sudden David Abenesian is a name. It's the same thing I said about everybody got to be attached to a person, then they become a name. All right. So now your first offer was that, and it was literally just a little bit more than what you gave David Abenesian, and my son is a world champion. He brings to the table the exact same thing that Boots brings to the table. Boots doesn't bring anything more to the table than my son brings. It's a unification bout. He has his belt. My son has his belt. My son is taking all the chances. He's taking all the risks. You got it? So that's what you do. The second offer was less than half of what Boots made his last fight.
What to do, my guy?
The third offer was half of what Boots made his last fight. To be exact, damn near. It was literally half of what Boots made his last fight. So imagine what Boots is going to make in this unification bout. Considerably more than he just made in his last fight. So not speaking actual numbers, I'm speaking actual facts. You tell me I'm lying. That's what it was. You did not want to make this fight. The only reason you did this was to tell Boots and his team that you tried to make the fight. You did not make the fight. I gave Boza the numbers. I told Boza what the numbers was. Both know that's some bullshit.
Shout out to Brian Norman Sr. Like I said, I applaud him for trying to be very transparent with the people, speaking at every turn, trying to stay on top of this situation. I'm not here to jump down his throat for not taking the offer if he felt like it wasn't enough at the end of the day. That's what people stuck on. They stuck on what they think he should do. But ain't nobody considering what they feel like they should do, what they said they feel like they should do. They the ones in the situation. They got to deal with it, right? But we like, F all that. Take what they give you and just get in there anyway. Bet on yourself and, worry about that later. And listen, I understand that. That's an option that they could have took, obviously. That's an approach they could have took. But I'm also trying to hear them out and I think it's just deeper than ducking if his stance is based off principle and he feels like they bring the same thing to the table. We being all the way 100. Neither guy is a superstar of any stretch. They're both fairly new champions, right? They don't have no crazy names on their resume that they can say, well, I beat X, Y, Z. Get what I'm saying? Boots might have a little more star power, but that's true indeed. They kind of bring the same thing to the table. It's what I think should have happened, in my opinion. I mean, this is my opinion. I think they could have met in the middle. I really think they could have met in the middle. Staying was too. Yeah, he was on the Boxing Voice. Yeah, I don't know. He said the money was laughable or something like that. It wasn't even worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? Mills, Rob, what's good with it, fam? Appreciate you. Shout out to you, bro. His dad is a joke. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think his dad a joke though. A1 Hoops on. What's good with it? BN Boxing News. My God, Dr. Boxing Talk in the building. Big Dre, the problem is the comparison to Boots' last fight, not his opponent. I get all of that. People called him having sneezing and other stuff. Yeah, he had no crazy name. I hear his case, right? I hear his case. I ain't gotta agree with everything he said, but I'm trying to understand where he's coming from, right? And he's saying, you looked out for Avenesian. Avenesian ain't have no crazy name. He wasn't no world champion. They ain't got no crazy name, but at least they're a world champion. And at the same token, it is a belt that your fighter could use if you being all the way 100. It's a lot of different ways to look at this. Your fighter could use that belt if we being honest. You know what I'm saying? So that's 200K. 1.5 is laughable. Yeah, it's tough, man. Then David went to regional championships with the WBC. I believe he did. But you know how that go. You know what I mean? And I'm about to play this. Shout out to YSM. Boots responded to all this stuff that been going back and forth. Then we're gonna get to that Boxing Voice interview because I think it was some decent, some good insight in there where they was at least able to state their case. And it's not about just agreeing with them. There's no right or wrong answer. Some people feel like they should have took one of those 3 offers and made the fight. I'm not mad at nobody that's saying that, right? But I'm not going to push that somebody is a duck. It's not about one guy trying to, get out of the fight with another guy. It's about one side trying to get what they feel like is right, what they feel like they worth. And don't ever forget that. If you let people tell you what your worth is now, they're going to tell you that shit forever. You know what I'm saying? And I could understand it from that standpoint. So like I said, let's keep getting through this. Y'all smash the like button, man. Sub to the channel if you haven't. We're going to keep rocking. Shout out to my guy, Wise.
Here with IBF welterweight champion Jaron Ennis. What's good with you, Boots?
What's going on?
You in the headlines again. Negotiations with Brian Norman Jr. is going viral. You know, you've done interviews, they've done interviews. Any update on negotiations?
Right now, like I'm staying behind the scenes right now and not talking too much. You know, staying behind the scenes, trying my best ability to make this fight happen, and that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Now, word was that y'all were close to a deal, close to an agreement, close to a number. Is that true? Can we expect an announcement for this fight soon?
We sent another offer, you know, and they asked for almost double, you know. So, you know, we trying our best to make this fight happen.
How many offers have you sent so far?
3.
So you've gone up
each and every time.
Each and every time.
Each and every time. Yep. Okay. So I don't know if they looking for a retirement check or what. Like I said, I'm here to collect belts. I'm here to be undisputed, you know, and collect all these belts and make the biggest fights possible happen, you know.
What's the most important thing to you right now? Is it money or is it legacy? Legacy.
You know, I'm here to be undisputed. You know, I'm taking over this weight division. You know, I'm here to collect belts.
Okay. Is it safe to say this would be his highest payday ever?
Most definitely. I heard he said something about something, I ain't a big dog or something like that. If you think I ain't a big dog, why would you turn down your biggest payday or multiple times? Come on, let's come make this fight happen.
Is that your message to Brian Norman Jr.? Because I know the dad's done a lot of interviews and vice versa. So if you were talking to the fighter, what would you say?
Yeah, they doing a lot of talking. They doing too much talking, you know, and they ain't doing no action, you know. Sign them papers, man. Sign them dollar lines, and stop putting on a show for the Instagram and YouTube and doing all these interviews and all that. But nobody want to hear none of that. Sign a dotted line, make this fight happen. I want the fight. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen right now.
Shout out to Boots, man. Shout out to Boots. Shout out to my guy Boots, old school. What it do? C Wood, John Wick was good with it. Boots claims he want to be undisputed. Norman got something he wants. Boots, in my opinion, should make it happen. That's the angle too. John Wick is no right or wrong answer over here. I ain't telling no. I want all y'all in here to know. Whatever y'all think, feel free to type it in the chat. This is not a disagreement. This is a boxing build. I do things much differently than everybody else. It's a lot of different ways you could look at it. And what I gather from it, when it's all said and done, there's no right or wrong answer for real. Shout out to my queen, Miss Just Dude, my baby girl. How you feeling? CJ Rich, what it do? Norman gonna change his name. Boots the skates, sliding right out the ring. Boots need to stop talking or start talking. Miller Films, what it do? Yeah, I like to talk from Boots. Look, Boots want to make the fight. So look, yeah, Boots look like he tired of it. We just gonna go with this piece by piece. Boots had his time, his opportunity to respond briefly to it. Look, he's a fighter at the end of the day. He know offers been sent out. He know they've been upping the offer each time, and each time is not been enough for Team Norman, obviously, right? It's like I said, it's a lot of different ways you could look at it. I hear people saying, well, they need to move off of it to basically accept one of the offers that they sent already. Don't worry about what you want. Worry about what you can get right now, right? Man, at that same token, Boots got a set price of what he getting too, right? But he also needs that title over there. And like I said before, if we had to look at both fighters and where they're at currently in their careers, Boots is at a slightly different point than Brian Norman. Brian Norman is here because he upset the apple cart. Let's not forget that. They pegged that man to lose. He was an underdog. He went out there and won in Santiago's hometown, right? So you got to think they want him to come to Philly. That's his hometown where most people ain't willing to come. So that's why that's the reason they asking for more money. They like the whole crowd going to be against them, right? They go into enemy territory. You get what I'm saying? They asking for that extra little little bag. So I'm not mad at that. But at the same token, like I said, they had 2 different points in their career. One is there by upsetting the apple cart. One is expected to be there. One is expected to be there. So the guy that is expected to be there is expected to go on and do great things and take over the division. Am I right? How in the hell is he going to do that without the titles? If you sent out an offer to Stan Jonas, according to what the boxing voice said, Stan Jonas and his people said that wasn't even worth discussing. It was laughable. You get what I'm saying? So the consensus is around the board is you sending out offers, but everybody's saying it ain't enough. So you ain't gonna secure none of these fights for your fighter. So again, Boots is gonna be left having to fight Karen. So some people are saying take what you can get when it's Brian Norman. But at the same time, they don't think Boots should make a sacrifice for what he wants to. It go both ways. It go both ways. It's no wrong way. Yeah, you could say Brian Norman need to accept, Team Norman need to accept one of the offers, right? That they offered to him, right? But you could also say, should Boots say, hey, you know what? Well, let's make this fight happen, even if you got to take $500K from me to get to him and make this fight. It's a sacrifice for a belt. It's a sacrifice for a belt, or else you run the risk of doing what? You run the risk of fighting Karen again in Philly. You get what I'm saying? So your options, y'all kind of need each other, but for different reasons. You know what I mean? But Brian Norman, like I say, he's 23, Boots 27. Boots is expected to dominate and take over the division. Brian Norman was just counted out a fight ago. He was just counted out. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you need it more than he do. He's 23. He can go on and fight Derek Cuevas and everything be all good and just keep building his name. But what are you going to do, my friend? That's all I'm saying. What are you going to do? So is Boots wrong for not wanting to get paid less to make the fight happen? No, but it also does seem like it could have been an option. It could have been a suggestion. Hey, man, hey, you take this. Hey, man, give it to him. Out of my purse and make the fight. Know what I mean? I want that belt that bad because that's the only way Boots is going to get a belt right now. Other than that, he's just going to fight another guy that we know he's going to beat. And they do run the risk. What if Karen and Boots don't sell as well as Boots and Avanesian did in Philly? You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's a lot of different ways. Nobody is wrong. I don't suggest looking at what one situation was and applying that to yours, right? Don't worry about what they got paid in their fight before. Just focus on what's going on now and try to get your money. You know what I mean? I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? Right, including boxing. Why I feel was being said about don't let someone tell you your value. I also understand that there is a value. Yeah, I get it. So it's like there's no wrong way to really approach it. You got people standing on moral and principle. They like, look, man, this is what we feel like we could get. We should get. You need this belt too. We going to Philly. We going to enemy territory, man. This ain't worth it. This ain't worth the sacrifice to get this belt. So you know what I mean? CJ Richards said, let's go to Saudi. Shout out to my guy A1 Hoops on the Black Southpaw. I'm a popular YouTube. He let me join you. Popular? For sure, man. For sure. I guess I can see that. So it's just, yeah, more pressure on Boots. Hey, so you get what I'm saying. So CJ, you get what I'm saying. There's no wrong way. I'm not telling nobody they wrong for nothing they suggested or proposed. But Boots needs this opportunity too. And he needs it more so, in my opinion, than Brian Norman because he's 27 and he already beat up all those run-of-the-mill, up-and-coming type. We don't need to see those type of fights. It's like it's almost championship or bust at 47 for Boots. What do he keep saying, man? I'm here to be undisputed. I'm here to collect the titles. I'm here to. You can't do that with no title on the line. You can't do that without securing one of these fights. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be very hard. That's what I'm also looking at too. I'm looking at it from Boots side. How is he going to get? How is he going to get to where he's trying to get to if he's unable to secure any title fight for himself? How are you going to be undisputed? How are you going to be unified, let alone undisputed? Get what I'm saying? So it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't think Brian Norman Jr. and Senior are just talking. I don't think they scared of the fight and none of that. I just think he's standing on principle and he's firm on what he feel like they could earn for this fight. He feels like it's a unification. It's in somebody's hometown. It's worth the extra money. It's worth the extra bread. I can't say that it is. I can't say that it's not. I just got to put it in perspective. You get what I'm saying? Boots first Kane shit not gonna sell at all. Live gate tickets could be $20. It won't matter. I'm telling you, it's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, Boots should have never said he wanted undisputed. It's gonna be tough. Salute to my brother Lonnie Lee, man. Always holding your boy down, putting that color in the chat. Just some color, bro. Always supporting the grind. Much love to my.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my guy Lonnie B. So look, man, it's a situation, right? It's a situation, and it all depends on which angle that you're looking at it, right? I don't think Brian Norman Jr. is in need of a unification right now, being 23, and people, like I said, people feel like he just got here. You get what I'm saying? He was counted out. He was counted out. People was picking him to lose. They was like, Santiago gonna mess around, stop him, do all this and that. You get what I'm saying? I was on record saying that he was gonna win, and he did. But he can go on to fight the Derek Quavers of the world, and it'd be perfectly fine. Boots fighting Karen in Philly for his second showing in his hometown is not fine. That's all I'm saying, because I ain't heard no other option for Boots. That's why I'm stuck on the Karen thing, and he is demand. And they got what, a purse bid? I think it's September 3rd or something like that. So it's a situation where you could say you gave them more money than they ever was gonna make, and there's no argument there. That is absolutely true. But then you can also ask yourself, is that extra bit of money that they asking for worth the sacrifice to growing my fighter's profile? And that's the angle that I'm looking at it at, right? But you truly don't know what Eddie Hearn's plans is. Now look, peep this. Now check this out. I'm gonna get y'all level with me. Now, what is something that people said about Eddie Hearn when he first got Boots? Y'all was here for it. What was the first thing people were saying about Eddie Hearn when he got Boots? It's going to be like Demetrius Andre 2.0. I don't know why he's signing over there. He ain't got nobody for him to fight. He ain't known for getting nobody no big fights. All of a sudden, all of that goes out the window, and it's all Team Norman's. It's Team Norman fault. They pricing themselves out. They ducking, all of that stuff. But what about the people that said Eddie Hearn is not known for getting big fights for these guys, right? They said this. They said Eddie don't make the big fights. So there you go. What about that? What if it's Eddie? What is Eddie plans for Boots Ennis, bro? If you're not gonna get him the fights, it's gonna look bad on your behalf. And I understand that you trying to stand firm as a promoter and say, look, we're giving you way more money than you ever had an opportunity to earn. Take it or leave it. And he ain't really do it, take it or leave it, because it was 3 different offers. So he was flexible. He tried to make a fight. So I'm not blaming Eddie Hearn, but I'm also asking those same people, is it really Norman Jr. and them ducking or pricing themselves out? Or is it Eddie Hearn not being able to secure big fights for meaningful fighters? Which one is it? You get what I'm saying? Are we gonna blame it all on Norman? Because again, I've heard this time and time again. I heard it when Shakur went over there. Shakur done went to the wrong person. Eddie don't got fights for him. He not gonna be able to get him no fights. Why is he over there? So again, all I'm saying is when we see a situation play out where a guy could have got a fight, I'm just asking those people, does that train of thought still exist when this fight don't get made? Is Eddie at fault at all? And I'm not blaming nobody. But I'm just asking the question. You get what I'm saying? So is it all Norman Sr. and them not wanting to fight as much as them standing on principle wanting that money? You get what I'm saying? So it's tough. You listen, I'm just going. Shout out to my guy Hannibal, man, putting that color in the chat, adding more color. Much respect to my guy, man. Appreciate that, family. Much love to you.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Marcus, my guy, what's good with the family? How you feeling, Manuel? Shout out to my guy. Yeah, Eddie don't have the fights for sure. But that's more of the reason, Aisha, for him to try to make a fight. You get what I'm saying, Queen? You exactly right. I'm right there with you. But that's more of the reason to make a fight, because you get what I'm saying? You don't have nobody blocking it. Think about it. Top Rank ain't even in the way, Aisha. It's a layup $500K to grow your guy profile. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Look, I'm not in the business. I don't have all the answers, but you get what I'm saying? It's a layup. Top Rank is not even in the way. That's a shoe in for a belt. Remember, you believe you got one of the best, if not the best fighter in the world in Boots Ennis, right? Man, that's a layup. You got the side of the street garbage. Notice that's an element that ain't even came into play one time. And where's Brian Norman at? Over there with Top Rank, right? They not even in the way for this fight. You telling me Eddie could have made this fight without the size of the street being at play? And listen, I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just throwing a option out there. That's all I'm saying. It's a sacrifice for his fighter. Your fighter will look much better fighting Brian Norman in Philly in a unification than Philly defending his title against Karen, a guy that survived for 12 rounds the last time they seen each other. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. I think it was a sacrifice worth the while, man. Malik K was good with it. Norman the champion, though, pay him like it. No argument there. And I think that's their stance. Their stance is we too are champions. We too are bringing what your fighter is bringing. We both have belts. We don't have crazy resumes or some big name on our resume to speak of, right? I know Boots did, over 14,000. He did his thing. I know there's that. But at the same token, is it worth the sacrifice for the belt? I ain't saying Eddie Hearn got to do nothing. It's just a conversation. It's an angle. He could have looked at it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy with it, my guy. Mike Rhyme, Night Rider was good with it, but Boots did seek out Norman. Norman was the one calling Boots' name, but then turned down 3 offers. I get it. I understand. Norman the champion, pay him like not as much as Boots, but yeah, right. He want that little more the Norman's duck. Ramon was good with it. Shout out to Teach, man. Why no one telling Top Rank and Turkey get behind Norman is blame getting put on the side. No, I wanted to be clear. This is not a blame conversation either, Don. This is not a blame conversation. But what it seems like without them having to be in the way, it's one less barrier or obstacle. You get what I'm saying, Don? He got the fighter in this thing, and this, you know what I mean? He got the guy in Boots Ennis. And all I'm saying is I've heard Eddie Hearn on record saying, if you pledge your loyalty to me, like, remember, he was speaking about the Devin Haney situation and not being willing to, bid on a fight that he would lose money. He said, but now if you pledge your loyalty to me, then that'll be different. So listen to what I'm saying. He pretty much, in so many words, just admitted that if you were signed to him, if you loyal to him, if you got situation and business going on with him, he's willing to go to bat for you and potentially lose money. So all I'm saying is 500,000 worth it for your fighter? You remember, Boots Ennis is a damn investment. You got one of the best cars on the showroom floor. What are you going to do with it? You can't get him nowhere. You can't get him to where he's trying to get to if he don't get out of neutral. You get what I'm saying? And that's what a Karen fight is. A Karen fight is being stuck in neutral. It does absolutely nothing for him. Nothing. That's all I'm saying. No, it's not Eddie Hearn's fault. We not doing the fault thing. We just having a conversation. It's a lot of different ways this could have been looked at. I think Boots is worth it. I think Boots is worth that. That's what I'm saying. I think Boots is worth that. Right? Now, look, this is another angle, right? Why not? If Boots a guy that's going to make you some money, right? Because you're going to build him into a star, right? So it's worth the investment. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I tripping? It's not worth an investment. Hey, man, 500K, you know what? We going to make that money back. With the ass we going to beat, with the fights we going to win together. You get what I'm saying? I ain't saying he has to do it. It's just something that I ain't hear nobody say. Yeah, he could have invested in Boots because, again, it's going to look like you failing if he got to fight Karen and Philly. Nobody cares for the fight, not even Boots. Dragon Assassin Official, what's good with it, my guy? When they accept the offers, you obviously don't want to fight. I don't know if it's, I mean, look, it's not as cut and dry as just accept this, decline that. I just think they negotiate. I think that's what negotiations is, Teach. You know what I'm saying? I think it is. It's back and forth. And sometimes you don't reach an agreement. And when that agreement is not reached, I'm not willing to say duck because I don't see duck in either fighter. Maybe I'll level with people if you say maybe Norman Sr. possibly could have dropped the ball. I could level with you if you're saying that, but I'm not leveling with no duck talk at all whatsoever. I'm not. I'll let people have it. I ain't arguing against it, but I ain't leveling with no duck talk. You could say he dropped the ball, maybe a missed opportunity, maybe he overplayed his hand. Any of those things, I can level with that potentially, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at the man for standing firm on something and trying to get it. You know what I mean? And I don't just feel like the logical way of thinking after that is, oh, that's a duck. Yeah, that's why he wanted that much money. Yeah, it's a retirement check. That ain't $2 million. That ain't no damn retirement check for nobody. He being 100. You get what I'm saying? So just a lot of different ways to look at it. Yeah, they could have accepted one of those 3 offers and made this fight. Took that fight in Philly in enemy territory, bet on themselves, and went in there and took his belt, became unified, and now they're in the driver's seat. That's an option. But if they didn't choose that one and they choosing to try to get money and negotiate, I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to cry. I just understand sometimes terms don't come, you can't come to terms. People can't come to agreement in business, so you got to part ways for right now. Case in point, what happened with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Did negotiations stall for a minute? They stalled for a minute, but basically was off for a while. They was dead for a second, right? And what did people do? They went to framing Terrence Crawford as a duck. And what happened? They revisited this situation and eventually made the fight. Despite how you feel about how it got made at the end of the day, right? Nobody ducked nobody. And it's the same thing here. Maybe they just didn't get it right this go round. Maybe in Norman Sr.'s mind, look, my son is worth every bit of that $2 million that we asking for. Maybe more. You get what I'm saying? And maybe Eddie is like, look, this is as high as we can go for this fight. This is way more than you ever going to make. Right now, I have an opportunity to make, and he wouldn't be wrong. So what does that sound like to me? 2 people that from a business standpoint couldn't agree to terms, and therefore a fight didn't take place. It's so much deeper than ducking. All right, he wanted a certain amount of money. Why we can't just accept it for what it is? Oh, nah, they scared. They ain't want the fight. Based off what? Him trying to negotiate a fight to get more money for his son? I can't make that out of that. I can't say, he's scared. Yeah, he ain't want to fight. Nah, it just don't make sense to me. Let's talk fashion, my guy. What's good with it, Remo? Thief for the win, my guy. John BX putting that color in the chat. Much love to you, bro. So I do not call it a duck, but 1.5 million is 8 times highs. His biggest payday. Now he will fight for 1/8 of that money against the unknown. Boots will make his money. That's true. That is true. But let me offer you something to consider or to think about, John. Although you are very right, 100% correct, right? Boots gonna go on to make his money, but against who? Against who? Fighting Karen does nothing for Boots at 27 years old, being 31, 32 and 0. You get what I'm saying? With a title. All he's talking about is titles and undisputed unification, just snatching the belts, undisputed. That's his goal. He can't achieve it fighting guys with no title. And again, with Eddie Hearn essentially having one of the best cars on the showroom floor in Boots Ennis, right? You can't even get him out of neutral with a fight like Karen. He's stuck right in neutral. He can't. That doesn't put him at high. Yeah, he make more money, but that's no different than what you was doing for Demetrius Andre. Is that necessarily building the star that you said you was going to build? And I'm not saying that it can't. Maybe he got a plan. He gonna figure it out. Maybe he figure it out. But already, when you had an opportunity to kind of secure this fight, you could have done some things differently too. That's all I'm saying. One side could have accepted offers, could have played easier, took what they was able to get. And the other side, your promoter could have made a sacrifice for the betterment of the one of the best fighters that he got, the betterment of his career. That's how I see it.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Do that. Shout out to my guy John BX, man. Y'all smash the like button for me. Shout out to my cousin Ashley's Corner. What's good, cousin? How you feeling? Pardon me if I missed anybody. I feel like Norman's team want to get rich off this fight, and I don't think Norman's calling the shots on these negotiations. I got you. Yeah, you're right. Hey, so stick with me, y'all. Remember, I said I'm gonna play. Shout out to the Boxing Voice. Got to give credit to them. They did some great work, good interviews, good insight. D for the win. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. This isn't a layup. Nah, I think it is. It is a layup. Reason why I'm saying layup, I'm not talking about in terms of how the fight gonna play out. I'm not even talking about money and all of that. It's a layup because you don't have the side of the street garbage going on. You don't have somebody trying to intervene and weasel in through the back door to get paid. you got an opportunity, a direct line and shot to put your fighter in a fight that would, I think, put his career on the next notch. And overall, you know, both sides could have had missed the ball. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm standing firm because ain't nobody did nothing wrong. The fact that they stood firm on what they felt like they wanted to earn. Eddie Hearn stood firm on what he felt like they wanted to offer. They didn't come to terms. They both missed out on an opportunity. But who's affected more from this missed opportunity? It's not a 23-year-old Brian Norman, newly crowned champion, who people didn't even expect to be here. Who people are saying he could use more work, more rounds, more fights, more experience anyway. He's gonna go on, to get less, but it wasn't just. I get it. It's about them getting paid, but it's not like they're gonna have a problem getting paid what they're gonna get paid to fight whoever they fighting. It's not a unification. It's not a Boots level talent. It's not in Philly or enemy territory for a unification. So they're gonna be cool with whatever purse they get outside of this Boots fight. But if we being all the way 100 and we for boxing, they on both sides collectively could have missed the opportunity for both. You could look at it. Your son had an opportunity to dethrone one of the hottest names in boxing. You know what I mean? The young phenom at 23 years old and be a unified champion in the welterweight division, right? You could say that. And you could also look on the other side and say the same. But Boots is 27 years old and he won it now, bro. He deserved every right. Eddie Hearn, Jaron Ennis already missed his opportunity to fight Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford for obvious reasons. We was here. We know the story. We ain't even got to break it all down. So you telling me now that they're out the division, Virgil Ortiz is not there. His big name fight that I think that he's supposed to have was Virgil. He's not there. Now he's left with people that are champions but not big names, and you're not going to secure none of them. He needs that opportunity to move forward, bro, or he going to be stuck in neutral. Tim Stoudemire was good with it, my bro. How you feeling? Shout out to everybody. Is it worth Norman passing up $1 million? That's a good question too. If you feel like it's make or break, Aisha, if you feel like it's make or break, if you hurting for money, or if you feel like you'll never be able to put yourself in position to make this money again, I think time will tell. Time will answer that question in due time. You get what I'm saying? Was it worth it? Right? Because say for instance, Aisha, you say no to this situation, this opportunity. You go fight the guy that they got you slated to fight November 8th, Derek Quaver. Say you lose to him. Now you're not even a champion. You didn't make that money. You get what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, hell no, it wasn't worth it to turn it down. You get what I'm saying? But if you just go on and continue to win and you hold on to that title and whoop ass and defend it all the way to you and Boots have no choice but to meet back up. Now it was worth it because you probably get every bit of everything you was asking for and then more, right? So I think eventually time will tell and it'll reveal that answer. You know what I'm saying? Marquis was good with it, my guy. Yeah, but if you pay Norman that much money just to make the fight, then every fighter that is going to want more. It sets a dangerous precedent. It's a double-edged sword, Knight Rider. Because on one end, you could look at it if you team Norman, if you don't stand on business and principle, right, and what you feel like you worth, right? If that's your mentality, you by you asking for that, you letting them know what you feel like you worth. If you let them tell you your worth, you accept it and let them tell you. Then his way of thinking, I think he said it earlier on the Boxing Voice, they'll keep doing it to you over and over and over again. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different angles to look at it. I want to be very clear with everything I say. It's deeper than ducking. And I think when it's all said and done, both guys could look at it on both sides and say they equally missed the opportunity. I'm not into conversations where his fault, their fault. They collectively, they was not able to come to terms. They wasn't able to come to an agreement. And as a result, Boots gonna have to move on with his career, as is Brian Norman. And we don't get to see one of the, you know, what I believe to be a damn good fight. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my boxing mom, Barbara D. Hope you feeling well, Queen. Great to see you, man. You had me worried for a minute. How you feeling? I stay low key. What it do, my guy? Really just I ain't mad at either fighter. Right. Yeah, he said, I ain't mad at either fighter, but I'm mad at both of them. Right. Dante's boxing talking, my God, what's good with it? I think he dropped the ball. If Eddie telling the truth, I stay low key. Yeah, look, it's a lot of different ways. Jordan Smith was good with it. It's just Zach B was good with it, my guy. It's no wrong way to look at it. And I'm here to provide balance that you're probably not going to get nowhere else. I'm not here to blame neither one of these guys. You can't blame somebody for trying to get what they feel like is right for their son. Their job, their sole job and purpose is to look out for their son. And they also got management that was advising them as well. So it's other people. It's multiple, people coming together to make a decision they feel like is necessary for their client and for his son being Norman Jr. It's not crazy. You get what I'm saying? It's not crazy. And I'm telling y'all, bro, where were the people that were saying Eddie Hearn does not make fights for people? Because if you are saying that now, if you were saying that before, if you are a person that was saying Eddie Hearn don't deliver big fights and he's not known for this, and I ain't trying to say this was some big ass fight, but this was a meaningful fight, right? It would have been it's a big opportunity because it gives Jaron Ennis one step closer to his goal. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like the sacrifice would have been worth it. And I feel like the extra money that you would have had to give up to Brian Norman, that you would have essentially gave up to him, you and Boots Ennis would have made that over. Because again, you got the best car on the showroom floor, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Tay D, what's good with it, my guy? How you feeling? I invest a lot of money in Boots. Boots never made that much on the PBC. Came from making 200K or so in VIA fight to $3 million. Asking Eddie to invest an extra 500K is nonsense. Well, it comes out of Boots' pocket, then Teach. I don't think it's nonsense, but if you say so, and it's cool to try to break down all the numbers, but at the end of the day, we talking about invest, right? We talking about invest. You don't know how much money Eddie Hearn invested in Boots already. We don't know that. You get what I'm saying? We don't know that. Why would it be nonsense if it's worth the investment? Remember, key word is invest. So to ask him to invest in the best fighter, in his words, the best fighter in the world is not nonsense. Because again, you talking about the best fighter in the world. That's what he said. He everywhere screaming that he got the best fighter in the world. He signed Jaron Ennis. That's what he talking about. So it's not nonsense to invest an extra 500K in the best fighter in the world. In my opinion, no. Because if you got the best fighter in the world, you're going to make way more money than that. You're going to make that back 10 times over. Am I tripping? You're going to make it back 10 times over. Remember, in his own words, he got the best fighter in the world. Treat him like it. Get him, do everything necessary to get him opportunities. Other than that, you just got him fighting guys that everybody knows he can beat, and they ain't gonna do nothing for his career, but get him paid. You get what I'm saying? But get him paid. That's it. That's it. So fight. Zoomverse, what's good with it, my bro? Shout out to you, Casanova, saying guaranteed Norman holds that belt. Nope, nothing. Thank you for saying that, Casanova. That makes more of my point, which is why instead of them looking past Boots like, you know what? We just gonna bet on ourselves. We're gonna take the offer now, and then we're gonna worry about all that later. It might not be a later, y'all. And we all know this. We all know this. We all know how dangerous Boots is, right? We all hear what most of the people are saying how the fight gonna go. You think they don't hear it? They know it's a risk. They going to Philly. They going to Philly where everybody gonna be going nuts for Boots. Man, they're going to go crazy. They're going to tear the roof off in there for Boots. You get what I'm saying? He going into enemy territory. That's an investment. And again, if asking to invest 500 more K into the best fighter in the world is too much, then what the hell you got him for? What do you got him for? What do you got him for? I'm trying to figure it out. What the hell is he over there to do? Because he can't chase no titles fighting Karen again. That does nothing for him, man. So it's no wrong answer. Like, I'm going to keep standing tall on that. Nobody duck because neither fighter is not in control of the business. Obviously, they're not calling all the shots. They would just be signing off on it. You get what I'm saying? I don't see no duck in neither one of them fighters. I just think collectively on Team Norman and Eddie Hearn, Matchroom wasn't able to come to agreement. And as a result, they're going to miss an opportunity. Both sides. But like I said, just in my opinion, I'm not passing this as fact. Boots Ennis is going to be affected more so with this missed opportunity than Brian Norman because of the age disparity and where Boots is at currently in his career. People are expecting him to take over, like I keep saying. So you can't do that without snatching belts. People are not going to be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Avanesian was cool for a homecoming fight, first fight of the Wells Fargo. That's great. But again, now you're talking about a guy that you didn't look too hot against the last time you fought, stylistically just don't mesh well. Is that good to sell that fight? Can that fight sell? So that's another side you look at it too. Do you just say, all right, the hell with Brian Norman and his unification? we gonna go fight Karen? Is that enough? You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know, man. Daddy rapping last week. It's a letdown not to see this fight. It is. And again, a D for the win. I want to be clear. I'm not here to blame nobody. It's nobody's fault. I just think, you know, in business, you know, there are opportunities. People work towards an opportunity to try to get it done. I appreciate both sides, like, you know, him, you know, Brian Norman Sr. coming, making, you know, doing the interviews, trying to keep people updated. I appreciate Eddie Hearn trying to be flexible, being willing to send more than 2 offers. You get what I'm saying? The man sent 3 offers. So nope, I can't feel like he didn't want to make the fight. They were entertaining it, trying to get a little bit more. I can't say they didn't want to fight. I think ultimately they tried to get what they felt like was right. What they felt like was right was not in tune with what Eddie Hearn felt like was right or fair, whichever word you want to use, right? So at the end of the day, what happens? That situation stalls, and then y'all gotta go another path, and maybe y'all revisit it later. Nobody ducked, and I'm gonna just keep saying that. CJ, my guy, was good with it. I think Norman has the feet to stay with Boots. Yeah, it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. I said that about Eddie. You get what I'm saying? I think the opposite. Eddie been good for boxing in recent years. I feel you. I don't think he's bad for boxing. I don't think he's bad for boxing at all. Gonna fight the best fighter in the world for peanut. All I'm saying, bro, y'all feel me. He's been on record in every interview talking about it. He even said it like, if I got probably the best fighter in the world. That's all I'm saying. Pay him, because he's fighting the best fighter in the world. Everybody keep making jokes about hospital bills and retirement checks. Y'all saying that because you feel like, dude, is that dangerous? That could be a fight changing. That could be a life or career altering fight. People keep saying, right? The same way people say that shit, they hear it too. And they want to be compensated for a fight that everybody is saying is against the boogeyman, one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing, a phenom, all this shit. They just want to get paid. That's all. They like, bro, we get it. That dude is, yeah, he that. Yeah, he that. And we want to get that little because he that. And we know he is. And again, it might not be no down the line messing with Boots. Boots ain't for play. You might not ain't no for sure you just getting past Boots like, yeah, well, after I get done with it, I don't give a damn how confident you sound. We know the reality of it. Ain't nobody just walking through Boots. You get what I'm saying? So they know what time it is. Shit, to some degree, asking for that extra money, and I know they don't look at it like this because it's business. They ain't there to be flattered. To some degree, that's a compliment. Asking for that extra, he like, bro, buddy, dangerous. And like I said, we heard every time you said you had the best fighter in the world. We seen you shaking hands with Turkey Al-Sheikh. We feel like, yo, that 500K ain't crazy. That's all I'm saying, bro. I ain't killing them for that. Drew Division, my guy, Dre, what it do, family? How y'all feeling? Pugilist, what's good with it? Stan Eunice, an easy top 5. Yeah, Stan Eunice said that money was laughable. You know what I mean? That's what they said. I'm about to play the interview and stuff for y'all though. Let me get to it. Who passed up $1 million though? I mean, look, that's a fair question. That's a fair question. It all depends though. Like, again, if you're looking at it like, damn, that's $1 million, right? But remember this, Aisha. Remember how that same $1 million wasn't enough for Frank Martin? Remember how people were saying, hey, man, Frank Martin deserved that extra little, remember that same $1 million? He passed it up. And again, they're going to try to justify, oh, he fought Tank. I ain't trying to hear that. Before that was the situation, he passed it up. You get what I'm saying? Because he said it wasn't enough. Everybody start talking about taxes, the tax bracket, how much he going to have to pay the coaches, the trainers, all this stuff, right? So that kind of goes out the window with Brian Norman. They like, nah, you still better take that money. See how it go? You see how it go? But we going to get to this, man. We going to get to this, man. I held y'all up. Motown 909s. What's good, my bro? How you feeling? Y'all smash the like button in here, man. Keep rocking out. We going to keep talking this stuff. Frank Duck Shakur. I always felt like he had it. I always stayed consistent with that with Frank Martin too. My sentiments was he was entitled to try to negotiate for more money. I think he did it the wrong way. I think he went about it the wrong way. That's why he got the result he got. You know what I'm saying? I think what he initially asked for in the beginning was one thing, and then he doubled back and asked for even more. I think that's why that didn't work out for him. But I still didn't think he was wrong for trying to negotiate more money, especially like, again, I'm going to keep it consistent. The same energy I'm having with Boots and how Eddie Hearn always talking about him. people always talk about how good Shakur is too, and how great of a fight, generational talent. Frank Martin, hear all that stuff, and he wanted to get paid like it. That was one of his sentiments. That was one of his reasons for wanting to get paid more. You get what I'm saying? And he was talking some of the same stuff that Brian Norman Sr. is talking about how much Shakur was getting paid, and when he seen that, he asked for more. You get what I'm saying? The people were singing a different tune with the Frank Martin situation, and it's very similar. It's very, because he had an opportunity to make that money, and he didn't do it. Boots is the bag at 47. Norman can't go anywhere else but to defend, keep the belt, and hope the fight gets bigger. I mean, eventually, I think it does teach naturally if he keeps winning. Key word. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep winning, no teach. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep winning. I think naturally the bag does get bigger if you obviously put more wins and more title defenses under your belt. I think it, you know, it grows naturally. But we're going to see. Frank definitely up in my eyes until he didn't by landing the tank fight, right? Shakur did the same with Devin. Now, a different situation because, again, man, the promoter that would have been putting on the fight, I can't stress it enough. If he said it was no substance to it, then how can I believe anything after that? Because Devin wasn't going to put on his own fight. That kills all of that for me because I just got common sense. If the promoter who would have been putting on the fight said that offer had no substance to it, then I'm going to believe it because he would have been the one putting on the fight. But that's neither here or there. Read 215 Philly was good with it. His Boots gave more money. Shakur did not. Boots ain't gave nothing, man. And situations ain't the same. Shakur did not give more money. It's not Shakur's job to get more money. It's not Boots' job to get more money. If Boots gave more money, Eddie gave more money. If Boots gave more money, then it would have been that $500K that they was asking about, and we'd probably got a fight. So, I mean, they might have gave more, but they ain't give what they felt like they should have got. So they just, you know, now we don't have no fight. I think the Pop's being greedy. We listen, let's get to it. Shakur didn't duck Devin. Hell no. Hell no, he ain't duck him. So let's get to it. Again, all credit due to the boxing voice, man. This was a hell of a interview and build. Like I said, this was insightful. This is both
jumped on at the same time, but yeah.
I'm gonna let the Lance Miles salute. Y'all smash that like button for me.
And we have
Frank said yes to fight Shakur. Frank said no to the money. Not a duck, in my opinion. I mean, I still don't call it a duck regardless, but the point I was making was, you know, when she asked who says no to $1 million, and that's pretty much what Frank did by saying no to the money. But the difference is he got the money that he initially asked for, then looked at the next man's pocket and said, oh, I need even more. And it didn't happen. People overlooked that detail, but that's what he did. So not only did he say no to the $1 million, he said no to the $1 million after getting what he said he wanted, and then try to double back after getting sent the contract for the amount he wanted, and try to send it back and ask for more. Those little details kind of get lost in all the duck talk. That's why I didn't want to call him no duck. He entitled to negotiate. I just think he went about it the wrong way, and that's why he didn't get it. You know what I mean?
Brian Norman Sr. on. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, that's funny. What's up?
Doing all right over there?
Yeah.
Me neither, Aisha. I didn't know that. This Adrian Clark, right, man? Y'all smashed that like button. Let's keep getting to it, man. It's just a conversation for me. It's not a lot of right or wrong answer, bro. Nobody's wrong. Giving time in the past, and right now I'm betting on myself. Right now, I get it. It's way different than betting on myself with what I hope come my way. Yeah, that's true. That is true. To be honest, Brian was a nobody who beat a nobody, and now he's asking for a lot just because he's holding the belt. Chassie Thomas, peace to the queen. How you feeling today? Should make that tad bit about Frank short. Yeah, that's a good point. I might have to clip it. I'll go back into the live and clip it. D1, my guy, what's good with it, bro? He said super duck, bro. I can't call it anything else. Yeah, I get it, but I like I said, we get into it. I think the conversation so far has been a solid one. I think it's been deeper than ducking. You know what I'm saying? We basically saying guys are not allowed to negotiate. Guys are not allowed to stand on principle and get what they feel like their value is. And us at home could tell people what their value is based on what they got paid in their last fight, which is all bullshit because we don't take the punches. So I can't criticize or demonize a guy, a father and a management team trying to make sure they get their client and his son the absolute most money possible for a big fight that's meaningful against what Eddie Hearn said is the best fighter in the world. I'm going to keep saying that. Eddie Hearn said Boots Ennis is the best fighter in the world. and he need to pay the guy that he's fighting like Boots Ennis is the best fighter in the world. But let's get into this. This is Adrian Clark. This is the manager, and this is Senior on the boxing board.
Yeah, I'm cool. Good. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
So, I mean, look, let's get into the internet believes you're being paid 15 times the amount. Any truth to that? And why does that not matter in this situation?
OG, let me.
I already know, bro. I already know. I already know.
Yes, man. I'm gonna say my piece, and then I'm gonna let OG rock out. So, yeah, there was an offer of $1.5 million. But you guys are thinking fight, man. We have to handle business before the fight. And I'll say this before I really get into my spiel. We don't, from a business standpoint, bringing the negotiations to social media and involving fans and people who really don't know shit about boxing inside the ring, but people that don't know about the business side of it. It irks me a little bit that this is where we're at, to where Eddie Hearn feels like, all right, well, let me run to social media to talk about.
And again, remember I said this way before with a different situation. Anytime negotiations go public, you get what? No fight. And a lot of duck talk every single time. That's why negotiations need to be done behind the scenes. But
the offer, it irks me, but okay, cool. If you're gonna tell it, then tell it all. And I'll just kind of go on a tangent here, and then I'll leave it alone. Before the fights actually happen, I get it. The fans want to see the fight. The fans are tired of waiting for fights. The fans are tired of waiting for fights falling out. I get all that shit. But business has to be handled. And in this situation, bro, this wasn't a situation where we was pricing Brian out, or we were looking to kill the fight by pricing ourselves out. We've been in this business, meaning me and Jolene Zone, we've been in this business for a very long time. If we was going to price ourselves out, bro, we would have been like $3 million or $4 million, and we would have been stuck there. And that would have been that. That would have been us pricing ourselves out. We came to the table to get a deal done, to make this fight happen, because this is what Brian Norman Jr. wanted. It's what Senior wanted. However, in regards to the numbers, it has to make sense. As we say, high risk, high reward. Now, I want to do this quickly, and I never do this. I'm going to
keep saying it. Let's keep this in mind. This is a unification against the best fighter in the world, according to Eddie Hearn.
But hell, Eddie Hearn already put numbers out there, so I'm going to put the numbers out there to give you guys why we came up with our decision. And the decision wasn't to turn down the fight. That dude sitting over there on the camera, he never said no to the fight. I never said no to the fight. Jolene never said no to the fight. Junior never said no to the fight. It's a fucking negotiation.
Facts.
So if we come in high, you come in with a number, we meet in the middle to get the deal done. And we
right then and there. What's wrong with that? They go high, you come in with a number, y'all meet in the middle, make the fight. So that's wrong too. Again, we talking about sacrifices for the betterment of this young man's career. We don't need to see him go another 12 rounds with Karen. Not saying he can't get a stoppage in this fight, but we don't really, nobody's interested in that. You get what I'm saying? Paying to watch that, but we'll see. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man, in the super chat. He said the great crazy dads of boxing. Ranked them in order. Number 4, Brian Norman Sr., 3, Schofield. He said 2, T.O. Sr., 1, Bill, Cap, and Haney. Anyone disagree with the list? 3, boom, boom. You might can interchange Schofield and T.O. Sr., man. Schofield might have moved to number 1 with his recent antics. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother, Big Dog Willie. Much
and
love,
we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Jose Diaz, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling? So again, I don't, in the negotiation, I think that's what goes. It's back and forth, right? It's back and forth. I don't think nothing was wrong with meeting in the middle, because it's an opportunity that you would be securing for your best fighter on your roster. I'm going to say this the entire stream, because he's been saying it ever since he got boots, even before he was talking about how good he was. So again, they just want to get paid like they getting in there with the best fighter in the world. I don't think they crazy for that, man. Maybe he promoted Boots a little too well. You know what I mean?
to get the deal done. And we were not far apart. When I say far apart, it wasn't $1 million in between. That was something ridiculous to not make it happen. This shit could have been talked out. But from our standpoint, from a management standpoint, I looked at this. All right, and I'm going to break down the numbers really quickly, as I did with the entire group. All right, $1.5 million was the offer. $1.5 million. You guys say crossing the street in boxing and on the internet. So Brian is signed with Top Rank. He's not signed with Matchroom.
Cross mentality,
to cross
Dr.
the
Mark,
street
salute to the
in
OG.
boxing on the business side, it ain't fucking free. So Brian would have had to pay 20% of his purse to Top Rank to go cross the street.
There you go, Ant. There you go. There you go. Nobody, we just being fans and duck. Not listening to shit. You're not even trying to hear the other side out. They at least tried to negotiate. They didn't just throw out some wild ass, crazy ass number that they knew they wasn't going to get. They didn't do that. And then that would have told me they didn't want to fight. I just think they was trying to get what they really felt like they was worth. I'm never going to tell a guy they wrong for that. I was consistent. When Frank Martin felt like he was trying to get what he was worth, I said he wasn't a duck either. If it was about money and him not being comfortable with that money, it is what it is. You ain't going to tell me to go in the ring when I'm not comfortable with the pay for your entertainment. How about that? That's what we got to stop doing. Stop telling people what they should take for your entertainment. Take this to get punched. Nah, if they feel like they worth more, then go get it. Because like they said, if you allow them to tell you and dictate what your worth is, they're going to do it to you at every turn. Simple and plain. Let's keep going,
Business
man.
side, it ain't fucking free. So Brian would have had to pay 20% of his purse.
20% of his purse to Top Rank.
Across the street to go fight Jaron Ennis. So that's $300,000 off of $1.5 million. I know, and I'll say this real quick. I know Eddie Hearn, it's not his job to care about our deductions, but it's our fucking job to care about the deductions to make the fight make sense. So we're already starting off with $300,000.
Don't sound like duck talk to me. Sound like he got a team that's standing on business. And if they ain't getting this opportunity, then they going to move on and keep building. It's just that simple. You don't got to like it, but I respect it.
Have been deducted based off of a percentage that he has to pay to his promoter to cross the street. He has a world-class trainer. That's 10%. That's $150,000. He has top management. That's another 10%, $150,000. And then to fight for the belts is not free. To cross the street is not free. To fight for the belts is not free. 3% off of $1.5 million is $45,000. He has to pay that for his WBO belt. Then he has to pay that for the IBF belt that he's fighting for. That's $45,000 two times. It's $90,000. So y'all keep saying, I get it because it's what you see. You're seeing $1.5 million. After the deductions,
Shout out to the queen. I get you. A little insight I can add to that. What he's saying when it comes to that is they willing to take that final offer and do it in Vegas because it's more level playing field. He feel like in Philly, that's enemy territory. It's like home court advantage, home field advantage, however you want to look at it, right? You're going into enemy territory and you crossing the street on top of that. You get what I'm saying? Where most people, to be honest, don't want to go. People already ain't jumping out their seats to fight Boots, and they definitely don't want to do it in Philly. Now, Karen might do it, but we all know what's going on with that. You get what I'm saying? But ain't nobody of any substance is wanting to do that. So that's what he was saying. He was like, that's why he feel like that's more of an even playing field if it's Vegas. That's why the money is cool. But if it's in enemy territory, we going right in his backyard, pay us some more money. I mean, people might not agree with it, but I understand it, right? It ain't about agreeing or disagreeing. It's just like, all right, he's stating his case and I get it. And they trying to stand firm on something that they believe in. So I can't fault them. You know what I'm saying? It's negotiating, right? They at least tried to negotiate. They was really going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So I do like it. Wonder why not Atlanta? I think that's where B Norman. I think B Norman is from Atlanta, I believe, Queen. So it's not the money they're scared of losing to save all this fee talk. I don't think it's scared of losing. I think it is what it is. I feel like they got a point there. How many people are willing to go to Philly and want to fight? And again, think about the last one I did it. That's David Avenese. You got that. Then you got a Karen Chukadazin. Yeah, those kind of guys are willing to go over there because they ain't gonna get no opportunities nowhere else. But somebody that you really need of substance is not going to be willing to do it. And I think they kind of understand that. And maybe they try to play from the standpoint that they feel like your options ain't that crazy anyway. You need this title just as much as we need an opportunity, if not more. You get what I'm saying? So it's just all how you want to look at it. I don't think nobody's saying nothing wrong, man. Malaza, what's good, my guy? How you feeling? Who's gonna have to make concessions every fight if he go give up his money? Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. Because look, one could say if you gave up money now, then somebody else gonna ask you to do it. They're gonna look at that situation, says you did it once, then do it again. You get what I'm saying? So again, I don't put none of this on Boots as much as I do the people that's handling the business and the numbers. That's not him, so it's not really on him. I'm not gonna put it on Boots to do nothing. Boots wasn't supposed to do nothing but sign a contract and be ready to fight, as is Brian Norman. It was up for their teams to sort out the numbers and the specifics. And like I said, they wasn't able to come to no terms. You know what I'm saying? Off the rip, I said, but it was Norman saying he would go to Boots' backyard off the rip. Yeah. I look, no argument. But I still get his point, though. I still get his point. You know what I'm saying? And just because you said it, yeah, you said you'll go there, which is something he's saying he's willing to do, but he also willing to do it at this price. You know what I'm saying? So I just wish the Vegas thing was an option. I really do. Because I really wish we could have got the fight. Had a fight in Atlanta for less money. Yeah. If Boots is so hot, he'll have pull there too, and they can pay Norman less. That's a good point. I just guess they. Oh, okay. So again, let me play this, man, because this gonna answer y'all questions. But real quick, Eddie Hearn was saying the fight is in Philly. It's happening in Philly. That's where he'll be able to, I think, bring in the most numbers so he can pay these guys the most. That, you know what I mean? Pay these guys where he's supposed to pay them. So I feel like he understands and feels like Boots is going to be a draw in Philly. But I don't know. Maybe it's a gamble queen if he takes it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know exactly what his drawing power is just yet. You know what I mean? Outside of Philly. You know what I mean? Where it's great in Philly, I think that's why they're going back there. But let's keep playing this, yo. Omar, what's good with it? These boxers are going to make Undisputed impossible for Boots. Yeah, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it might have to come down to Eddie Hearn might have to make something shake for his fighter. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. We talking about 500,000. I'm not going to say that's a little bit. I'm not going to say it's a lot. I'm going to just put that out there and let people digest it. There's $500K for the best fighter in the world. Paying the opponent $500K more to fight the best fighter in the world. Let's go.
See, $810,000. So from my standpoint, I'm like, bro, we need more money. And I'm not saying, bro, you have to give us another $2 million or $3 million. Let's pony up the dough a bit to make sure that the deductions that we paying, the whole thing makes sense, so that after the fight happens, my client goes home with a check for $1.2, $1.3, $1.5 million, not $810,000. I wouldn't be doing my job if that's the okay. So from our standpoint, bro, I get it. From the fan standpoint, I get it. Y'all want to see the fight. We are a management company. We represent fighters, and the damn company's name is Fighters First. We have to do what's best in regards to the fighter. And if the numbers don't make sense, if the reward don't match the risk of us going to Philly to fight Jaron Ennis in his backyard, and we're bringing the same thing as him. It's not like he got 3 belts and we got 1 belt. It's not like he's just this household name that everybody knows and celebrates, and we're nobody. They're both world champions, and we're bringing 2 world champions together to make a fight happen. We just want to make sure our client goes home with the money that we know he deserves. Last thing, and I'll
and real quick, to me, I understand that. I don't understand why people don't get it. I mean, look, I could see it on both ways, but ultimately, if your advising team, your management is handling the decisions, and they feel like they trying to get you the most money possible, how is that a fighter ducking? Like, make that make sense. That sound like business couldn't be agreed on. Let's be mature about it. It ain't about ducking. Now, had that dude got the money that he asked for and he would have made another stipulation, by all means, go crazy with the duck talk. But again, man, he just asked for money that he couldn't get, so business wasn't going to be done. You can't tell somebody to take less than what they feel like they worth to go get punched in the face because they signed up for it. Yeah, they signed up for it, but they ain't going to sign up for this fight for less than what they willing to stand on. He want $2 million. That's that simple. They don't want to budge. It's that simple. They're going to have to revisit this fight at a later time. And like I said, I use the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford thing as a perfect situation, perfect example. They negotiations completely stalled the first time, didn't it? And everybody went to calling Terrence Crawford a duck and said he was scared and didn't want to fight. And then we seen they got back to negotiate and revisited the situation. Errol made some concessions and the fight happened. Errol Spence did it. Remember, Errol Spence did it, right? And Errol Spence he made a lot of concessions, right? I don't know. It all depends on what you're willing to sacrifice. Eddie Hearn is firm on his last and final offer. They firm on $2 million. It's simple. I just don't think it's ducking. They trying to get paid. They trying to get their guy paid. They like, yo, we both champions. We both bring the belt. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to walk away with what you getting paid, but we trying to get that little. I ain't mad, bro. We talking about $500K stopping a unification for the best fighter in the world. I ain't hearing that shit, man. I ain't hearing that because I'm stuck on that. We sit here, people harp all day. Every time Boots about to fight, anytime you hear any Boots news, we talk about how dangerous he is, how he the next this, the next that. How, you get what I'm saying? The phenom this, the phenom that. Come on, man. They hearing that shit too. They know they getting in there with a real one. They want to get paid. They want to get paid. They know that you might not make it past that fight. You might not make it past that fight. You get what I'm saying? Talking about down the line, playing with Boots. You get what I'm saying? Hilltop, what's good with it? Fighting on the top ring undercard for $300K then. But look, Hilltop, they going to be cool with that. He's 23 years old. He could afford to get more rounds and fights under his belt. He could afford it and sharpen up his craft. He can afford to get better. He's 23. But Boots is going to get paid, but to fight a guy that's going to do absolutely nothing for his career. So what we talking about? They both take a hit, but in different ways. And I think Boots is going to be affected more by this opportunity than Brian Norman is, simply because of the age gap. They had two totally different points. When Brian Norman go fight Derek Quavers in a title defense, ain't nobody gonna be crying and complaining about that. But when Boots go in there and got to fight Karen again in Philly for a title defense, people are going to be complaining about that. Don't tell me they not. They are two totally different points. What we expect out of them is different. You get what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Let's get back to it.
Sure, our client goes home with the money that we know he deserves. Last thing, and I'll shut my mouth. I don't give a damn about what he made his last fight. He wasn't world champion his last fight. And the whole situation of Eddie Hearn, Brian Norman, you want to be great. Bro, we heard this shit our last fight. You want to be great, you got to go take this dude's lunch. That's exactly what he did. So from a negotiation standpoint, I'm not trying to hear that shit about, oh, you want to be great, well, you only made this last fight. He's a world champion now, just like Jaron Ennis, and therefore we want him to get paid like a world champion. So that's my spiel, and we're still open to, as far as the fight happening, bro. Matchroom walked away. We didn't turn down shit. So if the fight's not happening, the fight ain't happening, not because of the Norman team. It's because of Matchroom is walking away from the fight. So, if they still want to come back and talk, bro, let's just make the fucking fight happen. His management is saying that we'll make the fight happen. His trainer, and he's saying it will make the fight happen. Stop being stingy in regards to the bread, and let's make this shit happen, because we're not far apart. It's just whatever game they're playing, bro, is getting exhausting. I've never been in a negotiation that took 2 weeks to make a fucking fight happen. 2 weeks, and then we get to this point of nothing even happens, and we're not far apart on the money. It just doesn't make sense to me, bro. But if they are going to go do whatever purse bid, Brian is going to fight November 8th. And LG, I was going to call you and make a joke about this shit. I see all the jokes and, motherfuckers calling us stupid and shit.
That's a fair point, Cal. It's a fair point. That's why I say it's no wrong answers. That's my stance. That's why I ain't going to tell nobody they wrong. Y'all all making a lot of good points, man. It's not no wrong way to look at this, right? At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, after people are done pointing fingers and blaming people, after everybody gets done blaming everybody and pointing the fingers, it's your fault, their fault, they dug. After all that shit settled, guess what we got? A whole bunch of duck talk, and guess what we don't got? A fight. You get what I'm saying? It's a missed opportunity. I don't care how you slice it, who you want to put more of the blame on, who you want to call more of the duck. It's a missed opportunity. And like I'm going to stand firm on, in my humble opinion, just looking at the the overall situation and looking at where Boots is and where Norman is, it will be just completely fine for him to go on and fight Derek Cuevas for whatever money. You get what I'm saying? That he's going to make, and they're going to be just fine. But again, I'm going to keep reiterating, for Boots Ennis, it's title or bust for him, because that's all he's talking about. You got to think about your fighter. Are you really satisfying your fighter? All right, yeah, you getting him some more money. Maybe he is happy. But again, if he want titles, maybe the paydays is a good substitute for the title. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. I'm gonna pay Norman so they both can move on, because no Boots want to go to 54. I have flack. I'm gonna have to steal that one. I'm stupid. Let's get back to it, y'all. Let's get back to it.
Shit. I see all the jokes and, motherfuckers calling us stupid and shit like that. I hope they keep it up, because I already know that the young boy from Atlanta is getting even more and more pissed off, to where I hope he decapitates whoever it is he fucking fights on November 8th. So keep up the jokes, keep up the shit about him being a duck, shit, the quack, keep all that shit going. I hope it fuels a fire under y'all in Georgia, to where y'all decapitate whoever on November the 8th. And then if Matchroom and Ennis team wants to come back to talk about this shit for next year, the fight can get done. We're not far apart in regards to the money. Let's fucking negotiate with each other instead of trying to do this shit through social media. I'm done. That's all I got to do.
My counter is, though, Eddie said that you told him you're not far apart, so he sent you $250,000. Then you said we're close. He sends you another $250,000, and then you guys say you're still not there.
A lot,
bro. Listen to me. And this is respect to him. I don't know the dude like that or whatever, but Eddie Hearn is the closest thing to a politician as ever. He's not even a part of the fucking negotiation, bro. Right. It's like, bro, right. You're the decision maker over there, bro. I'm on the phone with the decision maker on our side to get the shit done. Like, stop going to the media talking about shit that did not happen the way that it didn't fucking happen.
Right, CJ.
Let's actually talk to each other to get the deal done. Let's leave I understand we got to go through the lawyers for the contractual shit, but let's talk to get the deal done. This whole thing of, we came back and offered. Come on, man. Like,
yeah, but he's saying what he's saying. I hear what you're saying, but what he's saying to me is he's willing to still negotiate. Because I also did hear him say meet in the middle. I did hear him suggest meeting in the middle. So I do like that as a suggestion. Yeah, they standing firm on their number, but they also saying, why are we doing this through social media instead of getting on the phone? So it sounds like to me that, you know what I mean, they still willing to negotiate a fight, but obviously it's getting late for that now. You know what I'm saying? But I get it, man. I get it. I just don't think they're wrong for trying to get paid. But I do felt like the minute it got to a public negotiations, that's where it was killed at, you know?
Whole thing of, we came back and offered. Come on, man. Like, let's stop with the social media games, bro, and let's actually get a deal done to get this fight done if y'all really want to fight against Brian Norman Jr. If not, like, stop with this social media shit, bro. Because it's like he talked about cap. What he said on camera was cap. I'm trying to get a deal done.
You've been in the business. You've written books to help people become managers. And you're saying this is the longest you've ever been in a negotiation.
This shit is stupid. I'm sorry, bro. And I hate to say so many cuss words, but it is. It's not this difficult to make fights happen, man. And anybody that's on the management side or the matchmaking promotional side, they know that.
Yeah, and I get that. Because look, check this out. Just to piggyback off what you're saying, Cal. I think Aisha posed the question, like, is it worth turning down $1 million? And what I was saying, like, I think time going to reveal that. Time is going to answer that question. It's going to be answered in time, right? That question will be. If, say, for instance, he don't take this opportunity, he goes to fight who he fights, Derek Cuevas, November 8th, say he does lose. Now you're not a champion. Now you missed out on an opportunity to fight for unification and make over $1 million or whatever the case may be, right? Or make your biggest payday, right? So that's when it'll start looking like maybe you was being greedy. Maybe people will start saying that stuff, but it's tough to say, right? Because it sounds like they truly just feel like from a negotiating standpoint that their fighter is worth more, right? And I think that's where the disconnect is coming in. So I can understand some people might pick at that and say, hey man, that's greed, man. You asking for way more. You, like you say, you blocking blessings. Some people might say that, but for him, his stance was, to me, firm. Like, this is just strictly from a business standpoint. We try and get our guy paid. And that's all it sounds like, right? And sometimes when that attempt is made to stand firm on what's something you believe, sometimes you don't get it, right? You get what I'm saying? Sometimes that's how opportunity slip. But you, like what you're saying, could turn out to be true on the back end of things, depending on how his career go from here, like how his fights go from here. You end up losing, don't even make your way back to Boots. You get what I'm saying? Now you're might be looking at this situation like you should have took it. So again, that's a good point. It's a good point. So let's keep going. Let's keep going.
It's not that difficult. What makes it difficult is someone pricing themselves out. If someone is saying, we want an outrageous amount of money, then
they gotta get me. They gotta get me. They gotta get me. I ain't gonna lie though. I don't do it for a living, so that 1.7 they offering up, bro, get it to me. I ain't got no world-class trainers. I ain't got a bunch of people to pay. Hey, we gonna get that money.
At that point, you ain't got shit, so it's quick. They don't want to fight this bullshit. But in regards to this situation, where Brian Norman Sr. has been very fucking vocal about them wanting this fight. Junior even said that he wanted to fight. So it's just a point of the two sides getting together to make it happen. And bro, we're very transparent in regards to the management situation. Peace. There ain't nothing that we've talked about openly that Brian Norman Jr. or Sr. don't know about in regards to negotiations. So they know where we at. Matchroom knows where we're at. If they really wanted to get a fight done, this shit would be done. Let's just make the dollars make sense.
Last one.
Time is hell,
Last one. In terms of the deductions that you're seeking to ultimately get back into the purse for Brian.
Nah, that's Brian Norman Jr. management. That's Adrian Clark, Cuzzo, talking. So they from the same team. Brian Norman Sr. is up here. He gonna start talking after dude get finished.
And Norman, are you looking for the whole 6, or is it just one of those? Because it's belts and trainer make it, and then 3, then management and promoter make it another 3. So are we trying to cover all that, or does Eddie just need to hear that he need that 300 cleared and we can get this thing done? Because the first bid is what? Today.
Bro, it's a negotiation. And honestly, everything I laid out for y'all, those are numbers that we typically don't even lay out in regards to what goes on in negotiation.
Boxing the facts machine has entered the chat. What's good, my guy? How you feeling, bro?
Put it out there. This fight,
right? Hey, Cuzzo, I'm with you too. Because look, I'm not trying to come to any judgments, right? I'm coming into it just clear, blank slate. I just want to hear their side out. This was a great interview. He talked. Brian Norman Sr. did some talking. He talked some shit, and then he got Eddie Hearn on for a minute too. You know what I'm saying? So for a quick second, you know what I mean? Yeah. Aisha mentioned that, Dub. I didn't know that. Shout out to L Dub, always on the money, man. The money is potentially there to get the number they're looking for. I say pursue it. Right. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. I'm not going to accomplish the offer to fight another fight. Get paid less. Be the undercard. But look at it this way. Melon Femmes, he's 23. It ain't titles or bust for him. Remember, he wasn't even supposed to be here. Santiago was supposed to stop him, beat him up, right? He playing with house money at this point. They did not expect Brian Norman Jr. to be here, and he is. And all he got to do is keep getting better, keep winning. You know what I mean? Especially after this situation, because all eyes going to be on you, right? All eyes going to be on you to see if you're going to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he got to maintain. That's the pressure that's going to be put on him after this situation and them saying they walked away from it, which they saying they didn't walk away. They saying Matchroom walked away. So it is what it is. Roger was good with it. Sheriff Clark is getting upset by Poachy tomorrow. Shout out to Roger, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Keep rocking with your boy. Let's keep getting to this, man.
I easily could have gotten done. I've gotten to know the guys.
I'm gonna get my ass beat paid against the best fighter in the world, Omar. Against the best fighter in the world. Keep that in mind. Eddie Hearn's been on record. Keep saying how you got the best fighter in the world. And that's what they want to get paid. Like, I'm stuck on that. You know what I mean? $500K for the best fighter in the world that you know you're gonna make money off because you gonna keep winning.
On that camera, bro. if it would have been, and I'll be open with the numbers. Fuck it, let's negotiate. 1.3, 1.4, bro. They would have been like, fuck it, run it. We taking the fight. I honestly would have been like, shit. If Senior would have heard 1.2, he would have been like, make the fucking fight happen. They didn't want to make this fight happen. That's what it boils down to, bro. Because it could have gotten done. If I'm lying, the dude
Again,
over there straight up his cat.
With your experience in this game from a managerial standpoint, was this a publicity stunt?
From their standpoint, yes, because Eddie Hearn is about to. He's going to try to sell y'all this bullshit Karen fight again. And
the best fighter in the world, Cuzzo.
Sound
like a good investment.
An excuse. Okay, we're gonna try to make this fight happen. But he said he sent out a contract to Barrios. He sent the contract to Stanionis. I don't know how true that was, but that came out of Eddie Hearn's mouth.
Stanionis, I just had on the show. He says he never received the contract. He said Barrios received something and they made a phone call about him.
I'm just saying. So
that's true, Rube. That's true.
He sent out
true
2 or 3 different offers.
Indeed.
So are you negotiating with 3 different people trying to see who's going to take the less of the deal? They did this shit to compensate for the bullshit y'all about to see with Boots and Karen. If they do fight, I don't know if he's going to move up or whatever, but it's a publicity stunt on their part, bro. We already had a fight set up. If we was going to look to get out the shit, I'd have been like, bro, like Jolene, let them know we already got a November 8th fight scheduled. We wouldn't even went this far if we weren't interested in taking the damn fight. So we did all this shit for nothing because we still gonna run November 8th against whoever we gonna fight. They did this shit as publicity stunt to cover up the bullshit y'all about to watch in this rematch with Boots and Karen, bro. They never had a mindset to get this done.
But to be fair, y'all about to be in some bullshit. Cuevas the champ about to be a co-main. That's mind-boggling to everybody that you're not gonna take the Boots fight and end up being a co-main event as the world champion.
Yeah, bro. At the end of the day, in regards to the
good point, Nash. Good point,
bro. We're not gonna just take any other young manager that's coming up out there, even the fighters, bro. Bro, you better stand on some shit in regards to this business, because if you don't, they're going to end up doing the same shit over and over again, just handing you whatever. It's not a negotiation. It's just like, take whatever. If you don't take it, then, okay, bro, he's going to do his defense against, I don't know if it's Cuevas or whoever the fuck it's going to be, but we couldn't get a deal done with Jaron Ennis because of the matchroom side. It had nothing to do with us because we wasn't asking for shit that was just outrageous. So, yeah, we're going to take the date that we already had scheduled.
All right. Well, Mr. Norman Sr., do you feel you have anything to add, obviously?
I have a lot. I have a whole lot to add. Can I do this because my phone got messed up because a call came in, but I blocked all my calls. Can I drop out and call and drop right back in?
Senior about to cook. He's about to turn the stove on.
LG, call me after you.
All right, I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna drop right back in. I'm gonna call you, dog.
All right.
Les, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on the platform and breaking it down, especially with the numbers. You see, because you haven't even told the audience, and I want you to address that before you leave. That has nothing to do with taxes. You ain't deducting.
Let's think though. I didn't want to bore nobody with the talk of taxes. Because at that point we all got to deal with the tax man. But from our standpoint, bro, we are looking to get the best deal done to make sure that our client, once he's done with the fight, bro, and they hand him his check, man, not handing my dude no check for no $810,000 after we decided, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna strap up again. We're gonna go to somebody else's backyard and we're gonna take our belt and we're gonna go to take his belt. Bro, I get the risk behind it, but from a management standpoint, the reward has to make sense. And I'm gonna make sure that Brian Norman goes on with the most money possible. So if we have to take the long way home, which in my career, I've always have to take the long way home in regards to getting to where I'm going to get to. So if we have to wait till next year to catch up with Jaron Ennis, yesterday's price ain't going to be today's price. So we're going to have to negotiate again. And I hope Mr. Hearn wants to actually sit down or talk on the phone to actually get both sides, get both numbers straight, and then we sign off on this shit. Because all this other rinky-dink social media shit, it ain't how I get down, bro. So whenever they're ready to make a deal, let's make a deal. But that's my spiel. But yeah, bro.
Final one is the easy, quick one. again, in all your years, you've never had a negotiation this tough. Not this long. You've answered this long, but this difficult.
Yeah, because you know, it's a lot of voices. Because you know, we're with Top Rank again, so we're with Top Rank and we're promoted by a first-class company. So you know, Carl Moretti does a great job of speaking on behalf of Brian in regards to their lawyers and their team. But it just, to me, it's really difficult because there's a lot of
pretty
voices
much.
involved in
They're
this
gonna
shit.
talk about it
Jolene's
some more. I'm gonna try to
I do a bit
not
of
stop
talking.
it. I'm gonna let it
There's a lot
rock.
of voices involved.
Cecil, what it
I
do,
feel
my
like,
guy?
especially with Eddie Hearn being a decision maker, if you're gonna go talk to the media about what did or what didn't happen, bro, we could easily have a phone call and it could be really quick on, okay, what is it what y'all want? This is what we're offering. Let's meet in the middle. Let's make this shit happen, bro. This is not a situation. I know who I'm dealing with Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. I'm not about to turn down something that I know is going to be beneficial or lucrative for them. But at the end of the day, I'm not encouraging my client, knowing that he got to pay taxes on probably 1.5 to go home with $810,000 at the end of the night. I'm not recommending that shit because in regards to what I created with Protect Yourself at All Times and Fighters First, like that ain't what the companies are built up for. So we would be stupid to just accept that when we know that we can get more money for Brian Norman Jr. So, yeah.
All right, Adrian. Well, thank you so much. If you want to give out your social media, we're going to go ahead and continue with Brian Norman Sr.
Man, nah, y'all leave me the fuck alone. I've been saying, OG, they don't fuck with me now. I thought it was you that didn't fuck with. Now all of a sudden, I'm unfit. I'm dumping the motherfucker. Like,
don't worry about it. I got him. No, I got him.
Hey, call me after you done, yo.
You know, hey, I appreciate y'all making me not the only motherfucker trying to fucking shed light. I'm the only motherfucker out here doing the footwork, so I appreciate y'all doing that. I appreciate the transparency. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna take it from here because I'm gonna cook every goddamn bite.
Sounds good, right? Just good, fam.
So what's up?
All right. So check this out right here. It's as simple as this. Eddie Hearn. Well, no. Let me say first. Breaking news. Jaron Ennis will never be undisputed at 147. Jaron Ennis will never be undisputed at 147. Why won't Jaron Ennis ever be undisputed at 147? Because he signed with a guy and Eddie Hearn is not willing to do business like he needs to do business to make the fights. No champion. He's looking to build this name in Philadelphia, Jaron Ennis' his backyard, and bring everybody else in for peanuts. He want to pay Jaron Ennis all this money. He got paid. I'm so glad with the transparency of the money. Jaron Ennis got paid $3.3 million for his last fight against Avenesian, a guy that we was just picking at because we didn't know who the fuck he was. When he fought Terrence Crawford, now he got a name because Terrence Crawford knocked him out. He paid him $3.3 million for that. You want to bring a champion who's already doing his own thing. He already had his own flow. He already had everything going for him. You can't. None of the champions will come to Philadelphia and deal with that adversity for $1 million. Simple as that. I was very transparent from the start, and this is gonna prove to everybody that Eddie is lying. The very first interview he did, and every interview he did, he said the first offer was well north of $1 million. Well north of $1 million. That put it at least what, 1.234? All right. The first offer was $750,000. That was the first offer. All right. We said in the end, I told Bozy, I want my son to come home. Oh, I ain't tell Bozy this part. We said $2 million because I wanted my son to come home with $1.2 million. That's what we needed in the end. I wanted my son to at least clear $1 million. All right. $1 million puts you in a different tax bracket. The IRS gonna want 40% of that. Now, of course, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing or whatever. But if you're making a couple of $100,000, it's not like that. So let's say if I can do a job, I don't need all of this. Like he said, $800,000 sitting in the bank doing nothing when I can make $200,000 here, $300,000 there, and not be in that same tax bracket. You know what I mean? People not thinking from a business standpoint. They just stand. Oh man, that's as much as more than he made. So what? My son not hurt. My son not broke. He not out here struggling. You know what I mean? It's not like that. Bottom line is, he said that we started at well north. Then he said we added $250,000 2 times. If I ain't mistaken, that put it at $2 million. If you do the math, am I incorrect?
I mean, it's got to be somewhere. I thought higher because he said well north of $1 million.
That's the lot, and those are the games he's playing. That's what I'm trying to say. You say
that could be anything. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, and I'm trying to break this because I want to put a break in my voice so you can understand what I'm saying. All right, so check it out. We're north. So that sounds like if you telling me you keep adding on $250,000, we should be at $2 million or somewhere close. We was not there. The actual number that we are right now today, and we are still optimistic, I am still hopeful, is $500,000. That's it. That's only so my son can bring home $1 million, really. 1.2 million, $1 million. That's it. That's all we are. So the last interview, he said, now they're saying we're miles away. Eddie is playing games. He said, we're close. And now they're saying we're miles away. You won't find, y'all know I've been very transparent. You won't find nothing where I say we're miles away ever. I never said that. We really want this fight. We really can show the world because there's several battles that's going to be won before we win the war of this. There's several battles where Boots Ennis will fight him in his hometown, fight him. I see through the smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors over there. And I'm going to break the fucking mirror. I already know what's going on. I see what they did. They pulled a fucking real live hat trick in front of the whole fucking boxing world, including myself. Because when I went back and I watched Boots and I watched his fights, even with my son, I watched him in front of everybody. I was like, this is a fucking hat trick. It's a hat trick and I already know how to fix it. It's a hat trick and I know how to solve the hat trick because I know how to pull the fucking the sheet from up under the motherfucker. So, I mean, we ready for that. I want that. But at the same time, I want my son to be well compensated for going to enemy territory. He's a young fighter. He had his own career. He can build his own name. Boots wasn't where my son was 4 years ago. My son is 23. Boots is 27. Boots wasn't a world champion at 23. You got people that are just so mad because we dare say we'll fight him. Now they say, y'all duck him. Y'all won't fight him. No, we will fight him. If anything, if Eddie Hearn is serious about that offer, we'll take the last offer he gave. I'm glad I got this platform right now. We'll take the last offer he gave if he makes it in Vegas. You can't bring people to enemy territory and then pay them nothing and then pay your fighter $5 million. Because if he got paid 3.3, we'll take the last offer he gave. I'm glad I got this platform right now. We'll take the last offer he gave if he makes it in Vegas. You can't bring people to enemy territory and then pay them nothing and then pay your fighter $5 million. Because if he got paid 3.3 for Avenija, what is he going to get paid? What is he going to get paid for Brian Norman Jr.? A unification bout. That's enormous. You can't bring it. We're not slaves. We're not peanuts. Again, like I said yesterday, we understand to do the king and queen shit over there on their end, but we're not. They're peasants. I don't know what this shit is about. My son can make 200, 300, and fight 2-3 times a year. And guess what? He really just brought home more than he would have brought home with less tax problems, with less drama, with less, he don't have to deal with the crowd. Everything is in his favor. People are not thinking the south side of the box. They're not thinking outside of the box. They're thinking, 1.5. No, you're thinking from your broke ass couch. And I hate to be like that. You're thinking from your broke ass couch. Again, if I graduate from neurology school and I go to be a neurologist and my first fucking job, they tell me that they're going to pay me $75,000. I'm like, no, what the fuck? They're like, well, motherfucker, you paid $50,000 on your last job. This pays well more than that. That's poor thinking. That's poor thinking. I can't let my son get played like that. $500,000. We're still optimistic about this fight, November the 9th. That's why I'm glad I got this fight.
Norman, to be clear, because you said that twice now, you mean 500,000 more.
What's good, bro?
Right now.
How you feeling?
500,000 more.
You need 500,000 added to the 1.5. You want 2 million, so that when it's all said and done.
The last offer was actually 1.7.
Okay.
We did the math. I don't know if Adrian was misspoke or what happened with that, but actually top rank takes 25 off top. That's what I was told. Max rank. So my bad. Again, that's another breakdown that we don't have to deal with. If my son makes $250,000, Max rank won't get nothing because they're the promoter.
You mean
so I'm not Max rank. Top rank. Yeah, top rank take 25 off top. But top rank don't get nothing because they're the promoter. So it's like you giving me money on. It's like you paying me. It's like that old breakdown of would you take $2 million as a whole, or would you take $300,000 a week or month? You know what I mean? It's the whole breakdown of that. But people, people so I hate to look down on people so fucking broke thinking that they think, oh man, you need to do. Don't tell me what the fuck we need to do. My son ain't never struggled in his life. My son does not struggle. He's never struggled. He got me as a fucking daddy. I ain't struggled since I was 21 years old. We not poor, bro. We not around here looking for no motherfucking scrapes and scrape. No, that's y'all. That's your poor mind of thinking. Don't try to put that shit on us. Don't tell us what the fuck we need to take and what we need to be doing. No, we found, like he said, all the tax liabilities will be on 1 point, whatever the $1 million that we would have to do. I want my son to at least be well compensated for going on those enemy territories. Bottom line, the breaking news to take from this is Jaron Ennis will never be undisputed champion at 147 because he has a promoter that doesn't want to play ball. If he wants to play ball, he needs to put this shit on neutral territory. Then we can talk some real numbers. Otherwise, you gotta pay people to come out there. Because to me, I think 1 point whatever million is a low end, even though on even. I mean, on even ground because of the fight it is. But it is what it is. We ready. We ready still. Still to this day, we ready.
Well, I appreciate the transparency and the breakdown of all the numbers and obviously letting Eddie know here on this platform what you needed right more to get it done.
He didn't want to get it done.
Hopefully, yeah, but I mean, hopefully hearing this, you know, you guys can get there. I mean, like you said, it's only 500 more. I mean, we say only, but we don't know what their budget is either, you know?
Okay, well, I tell you what, it's just like with Errol Spence. With Errol Spence, what he did, if Boost made $3.3 million, that means he's gonna make at least 5 for this one, because you gotta think he ain't gonna go, bullshit. So it's a unification bout. He's gonna make at least 5 for this. So if it's so serious that Boost wants his job and he wants to be undisputed, I'm telling you, Boost Ennis, I'm telling you, Bozy, y'all are not gonna get a chance at nothing because he ain't trying to pay. So y'all need to do what Errol Spence did and say, hey man, get it man what you want, even if you gotta take it off of mine. You need to pay for what you want. Give him 500. Give that 500,000 over to the other end and let us get that in. And let us make that fight. $500,000 off. That's it. That wasn't far. That's what I said from the start. I ain't never said we was miles away. Stop your fucking bullshit, Eddie. You never started at north of $1 million. You started at $750,000. No champion is going in. No, we can make our own career. We can build our own brand. We look, we're 4 years behind Boots. We can do our own thing. You feel what I'm saying? Look at it. We have the ability to be on the same platform he on at 23. Boost never had fucking. Boost never slept nobody. Never slept nobody. I hear people all in the comments. Oh man, he gonna sleep on him. He gonna hurt him bad. You go look at this. Thomas DeLorme, man. I hate to throw salt, but I'm being real. He go to smoke and mirrors. Thomas DeLorme, motherfucker had 5 losses. He hit the nigga behind the head, over with. Cussio Clay, the motherfucker sat in, did absolutely nothing. Hit him behind the head, it was over with. Those were the only 2 niggas I seen him knock out, really. And they stopped the fight. He ain't slept nobody. The rest of them was dead fucking bodies, walking right at him, flat-footed fighting, smoke and fucking mirrors. I've never watched him, and I hate to be doing this, but I got to keep it real. I've never watched him. I was always a fan of Jaron Ennis. I've never watched him as an opponent. So I said, when this fight first started, I watched him as an opponent. It was easier to break down than Giovanni Santillon and Quentin Roundel because the opponents wasn't doing shit. With Quentin Roundel and with Giovanni Santillon, these opponents were trying to beat these guys. Boost opponents was not trying to win. Go look at any fucking fight you want. Go look at it. It's smoke and mirrors. Go look at it. Each fighter, flat-footed, is tailor-made, was put right in your face. And when you got the announcers telling you how amazing he is, no, he's a very talented fighter. But one thing he don't have is true power. One thing, and these are the battles that's going to be won in that fight. He ain't going to stand in the motherfucking kitchen and he ain't going to cook with my son. My son going to burn his ass up out of there. That's one battle that's going to get won. I watched him. They got a common opponent, Damian Fernandez. Boost was 23 years old. My son was 20. Boost took 3 rounds and played with this motherfucker, did some matrix shit, and then some of this shit that y'all say amazing. My son went in there and wiped this nigga out in a minute and 31 seconds. And that's including 3 knockdowns. You can go look that up. A lightweight, Lemos, came right after Boost did it and knocked him out in 1 round. So if a lightweight can knock this man out in 1 round, or Boost takes 3 rounds, what do you take from that? Boost does not have real power. We want that fucking work, and we want it now. We want that work. I want my son to get this opportunity. Eddie, come up with this $500,000. Get this motherfucking work. We really want this shit now. I'm real about this shit. We going to fucking enemy territory. We go behind enemy line, but you ain't finna fucking pimp us. You ain't finna pimp us. We ready, bro. I'll be full transparent about everything. Everything I say is from the motherfucking heart, and I mean everything I've got. This ain't no ducking, ain't no nothing. We want the fucking smoke, and we want it now. Because all of them fans, all these people in the comments, you can't fight for Boost. Boost has never been tested in front of the lights. Boost has never been cut. Boost has never been down. Boost has never been booed. Boost has never been in a 50-50 fight. He's never been in an 80-40 fight. 80-20 fight. He's been in an 80-20 fight, but that's about all he's been in. Everybody knew he was going to win. People knew he was going to win. My son has been well tested. He's ready for this. This was a build up to this. Eddie Hearn $500,000. Add that shit. You got yourself a fight. The players ain't gotta watch boring ass Karen. We ain't gotta chase him around, and we finna cook Boots because he ain't gonna sit his ass in there. The first war we gonna win is when y'all see Boots running around that motherfucking ring and jumping around, flopping his arms and shit like that. That's the first war. That's the first battle that's gonna be won. And you watch what Brian Norman Sr. said while you watching the fight. Because if you stand in that fight, his ass jumping right the fuck up out of it. I put on everything. You ain't never seen Boots sleep nobody.
He talking slick.
Like that. That's the first war. That's the first battle that's gonna be won. And you watch what Brian Norman Sr. said while you watching the fight. Because if you stand in that fight, his ass jumping right the fuck up out of it. I put on everything. You ain't never seen Boots sleep nobody.
I'm excited. I'm excited, man. You got me hyped up, especially, you know, the whole part about never assessing Boots as an opponent.
I like it, man. I ain't gonna lie.
It's interesting to hear you
like
look at
energy,
him
man.
with a different set of eyes.
And then that motherfucker is not what they say. I was like, they fooled me too. I was like, oh shit. When I went back and I watched it, man, I called Jolene, I called AC, I called B, I called Tay Jones, I called Mark Nash, I called so many people. I was like, bro, look at this shit. Look at this shit. And each and every last one of them saw what I saw. They was like, wow, you're right. Custio Clay, go watch the fight. Wow. That nigga didn't do nothing. Never came forward. It's the narrators. It's about what they're telling you, what you're looking at while you're looking at it. But you got to look at who you're looking at doing it and what they're doing in return. These niggas ain't doing nothing in return. Again, I put it in equivalent. You put Michael Jordan on the fucking court with a motherfucking 13-year-old. Of course he gonna show out. And that's what it is. Again, I was fooled too. I was looking at it as a fan. I wasn't looking at it as a fan. It was easy to break down. I was like, I don't even know how. Shout out. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna keep watching this because with Giovanni Satian, I watched that man probably 1,000,000 times or better. And I'm not exaggerating. I had him down to a science. There's nothing to have Boots down to a science because he's not facing anything. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. He's a great fighter. He's a great talent. He's a great counter puncher. He's a great body puncher. But one thing is, I know this is gonna be crazy. Everybody's like, no, the fuck he's not. He's pillow fisted. The reason I say he's pillow fisted is he hit one great fighter. He was a great talent. He was a great counter puncher. He's a great body puncher. But one thing is, I know this is gonna be crazy. Everybody's like, no, the fuck he's not. He's pillow fisted. The reason I say he's pillow fisted is he hit one of them guys that got a red shorts on with Olympic Nets, who's a little motherfucker. He hit Olympic Nets so many motherfucking times, he just had to fucking stop it. He's talented. He's more talented than them. So I'm not saying he can't fight. I'm just saying what you're seeing is smoke and mirrors. You got this big so-called Terminator that can't knock out a little bit of ass Olympic Nets. You beat on this man and beat on this man and beat on this man. This man stayed there. He kept coming. He didn't get dropped. Nothing. But you think he gonna cook my son? Look at the delivery of the way my son is delivering punches. When my son get a punching bag in front of him, he get him up out of there. He ain't seen that punching on punching bags for 12 rounds, 10 rounds, 8 rounds, 6. No, these guys are fighting back. But with Boots, these guys are not fighting back. These guys are just looking, standing, walking around, just getting beat on. So how the fuck is he the Terminator when they keep coming and coming and coming? Fuck it, I don't even care about the fucking camaraderie no more. I'm telling you what's going on. I'm exposing this shit. And we trying to get that work. Eddie Hearn, $500,000 more dollars. Man, let's get that motherfucking work. So we got many battles to be won. We gonna fuck him up. I'm just being real with you. Fuck it, I don't even care no more. Gloves off, nigga. Gloves off. Knees, hands, elbows, gloves off. There's no way Jaron Ennis can beat my son. Again, even when they sparred with, I told you what happened. I took from there like, damn. And this was even back then, like, this nigga he's never hurt him. He's been in the ring many times, shit in the ring time. Never hurt him, never buckled him, never did nothing. But hey, we ready for the work, man. 500,000, Eddie. It ain't too late. Boots, Boldy, I text you. I've been telling you. I told you the number from the beginning. Tell this nigga to put 500,000 up and shit Brian Norman Sr. the fuck up. Let's get that work. It ain't too late. He coming out saying, oh, it's too late. He dropped the ball. Yeah, no, that's because that's what you wanted in the first place. You wanted Karen. You wanted to sell that shit to make Boots bigger than what he is. No, you wanted to do that shit. You wanted to get the world talking about, ain't nobody fucking clout chasing him. We dead ass serious. We want that work. Let's get it. It's not over with. It's not dead. He the only one that's walking away from the table with his fucking ball. No, we right here. We still here. Say Boots to take a $500,000 pay cut because it ain't but fucking taxes anyway. It's really less taxes that he got to pay. That's clear. If you take $500 less than you on $4 million, $5 million, then that's really less than you got to pay in taxes. So that's nothing. That's easy.
Hey man, I ain't got nothing else to say. Honestly, I've reached out to Eddie to see could we get him on, but he hasn't replied just yet.
Because he ain't. He don't want this fight.
Eddie gonna come up.
Eddie gonna come up. There are many battles. Please come shut me the fuck up. Finals, please shut me up. Please, all these Boots fans in my motherfucking comments, all these Boot fans in my inbox telling me about what this nigga gonna do. This nigga ain't never slept nobody. My son just had potentially knockout of the year when he fucking got at 23 years old. You talking Boots at 27, never slept nobody, never got a knockout, never broke down nobody. My son, you saw Giovanni Santiago's spirit leave his fucking body.
Somebody get that man at 500.
They want to talk about that win ain't nothing. This is a amigo, which you know they have nothing but pride in his hometown. All respect him. He's such a warrior, and that's why I was so proud of my son. People don't want to give him the credit that he deserved. At the end of that round, from round 8 to 12, all of y'all go back and watch my son right from 8 to 12. That's my son punching on the punching bag. Watch the delivery of his punches. Go watch Boots bullshit that he punching. All that goddamn the fuck out of here with that shit. No, nigga, you getting slept. I'm dead serious. You getting slept. You're getting your ass up out the kitchen. You're gonna be a fucking. If Boots win, it's gonna be a robbery. It's going to be either a robbery or it's going to be that motherfucker running around the ring, pointing and waving his hand and flaring his hands every fucking well. You know, I'm doing all that jumping around. My son ain't been to jump around out from nobody. We don't do all that. We ain't scared to get hit. We ain't scared to be in the kitchen.
Boots. Get Boots on the line.
My son boxes around. He don't jump around. And he can jump out and that's why I be watching everything. But I don't have much to go on because of his opponents. So again, he's a good fighter. He's literally never been tested by anybody. Go watch anybody. Thomas Delorme is the only one that had the nuts to come try to get him. Thomas Delorme already had 5 losses. And when you get that kind of fighter coming at you, then it's the bull and metal. You know he not gonna faint. You know he coming. So when he moved up, you counter that. It's simple. I'm cerebral with this shit. I'm like, it's basic. That was basic fucking 1, 2, 3. Smoking mirrors right in your face. Thomas Delorme is coming. Thomas Delorme is already a loser. He already lost before. These guys are smaller. These guys, you know what I'm saying? It was smoking mirrors put right in your face. I'm pulling the motherfucking wool out. And we ready to get, hey, you fucked around and let a real nigga in. That's what you did. You fucked around and let a real nigga in. We trying to get that work.
Nothing else to say, man.
That's speechless. He like,
appreciate you coming on.
I
appreciate the platform. Thank you,
said
sir.
It all.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you choosing us to get it off your chest. Hopefully, Eddie responds and we can
500.
get this thing done. Because it's
like
I said, no one else is willing to go over there. We just had a Mantis Stenonius on. He said it's not enough money to go across the street.
Exactly. He ain't gonna never be undisputed. He's never gonna be.
No one else is willing to go over there. We just had a Mantis. We just had a Mantis Stenonius on. He said it's not enough money to go across the street.
And you see what I'm saying? That's another champion. He's saying it's not enough money to cross the street. So you get what I'm trying to say? It seems like you're going to run into that situation because people know full well what the risk is that come with fighting Boots. I don't care what little, slick remarks people got to say about him and how he fight. Y'all know that dude is the goods for real. And let's be real. That's why y'all want to be compensated. You wouldn't want $2 million for a guy that wasn't a danger in the ring. You get what I'm saying? That's why you want it. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, my stance is going to always be the same. I'm not siding with nobody because I side with boxing. At the end of the day, it's a missed opportunity. I let the people decide. It's not for me to try to sway y'all opinion as to who y'all think is right or wrong, right? It's just a conversation. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's an opportunity. And in business, sometimes, you just don't come to an agreement. It's that simple. Sometimes you go to try to work something out and you can't come to terms for one reason or another. It's a money thing. Money usually solves a lot of issues in business. But in this case, they can't get the extra $500K that they seeking. Eddie Hearn feel like he's offered more than enough. It would be hard to argue that he did. It would be hard to argue for them not to go try to get what they feel like they worth. That's where I'm at with it. I'm never going to tell nobody. I can't tell you what a price out is. Now, I could say if you said something ridiculous, obviously, but I mean, we're going to see what Eddie Hearn had to say about this in a second. So let's keep going.
Mantis Stenonius on. He said it's not enough money to go across
and the people spoke right. I got to finish watching it. The
street,
Exactly. He ain't going to never be undisputed. He's never going to be undisputed because Eddie ain't trying to play ball. We trying to goddamn make him undisputed. We trying to give him an opportunity. We giving him an opportunity. My son has a young career. He's up and coming. Boots is supposedly already there. Boots is 27. He's 4 years older than my son. What are we talking about? My son can build his own game on his own time. You know what I mean? Boots was not a champion at 23 years old. My son took the opportunity he was given and he crushed it. He went through the fight and he crushed it. Boots has been given and handed every fucking thing. We finna take it. This shit was tailor-made for us, and we coming to take it. So many battles. When that fight go off, when that bell go off, and that nigga start running around the ring and jumping around the ring, that's gonna be the number one. Y'all think, oh, that nigga said he was gonna do it. Watch what I tell you. He ain't gonna stand there and fight.
Well, I can't wait, man. Eddie, where you at? Listen,
that's a great point. I just again, and I'm gonna just keep making a point. When people say that Eddie Hearn don't make stars and don't make the big fights, and then when you see something like this fall out, I just want to know. I want to hear from those same people that feel like Eddie Hearn don't make stars and don't make the big fights, and the people that was saying this was like a Demetrius Andre 2.0. Remember what happened with Boo Boo. He ain't get Boo Boo no fights. He ain't gonna get Boost no fights. He ain't gonna get Shakur no fights. And then here you go. And Stan Young is saying it ain't even enough. It's laughable. He ain't willing to cross the street for that much money. Here they go. They actually negotiated and got pretty far. And it's a difference between 500K. It's that simple. I'm not saying they do or don't deserve it. I will say I don't think they out of bounds for trying to negotiate what they feel like they're asking prices, whatever they feel like their worth is. You got a couple of voices over there. Norman Sr., you got the guy Adrian Clark. He's also obviously making the decisions, right? So, or advising them, and he's saying he can't let his client take something that he feel like is not right. I don't understand how people can put themselves in the shoes of the management or the manager, Adrian, and he's saying, look, he started protect yourself at all times, some shit like that, and his thought process is he just can't let him take something that he feel like he's worth more than. You get what I'm saying? That's his job to do that. Now, in the end, it could look like a missed opportunity, as it will be in the end. It will be, you get what I'm saying, the manager, right? So it'll look like, you get what I'm saying, he missed the opportunity if he obviously go and fight this guy November 8th, you know what I mean, be an undercard, make X amount of money and then lose. Yeah, it looks bad. It looks bad. It's like, yo, yeah, you should have took the money. But that's one of them things that they going to have to wait and see. What I'm saying is I'm not mad at nobody standing firm on what they believe is right for pay to get punched in the face, right? They saying, nah, all right, you can't do that. We still willing to go negotiate. If you not willing to move, then there ain't nothing they can do. Obviously, they going to go their route. There's nothing wrong with that because he still got time to build. And I'm going to keep saying it. It's going to affect Boots more in the long run. So regardless, look, if you want to blame them, say, Norman Sr., Norman Jr., y'all ducks. Y'all messed up. Y'all dropped the ball. You missed the opportunity. At the end of the day, Boots is going to be affected by this too. It's a two-way street. But like I said before, Brian Norman is in better shoes. He's in not a better situation per se, but he's at an earlier point in his career where it's not going to hurt for him to get other fights. Boots going to be sitting around like, man, I just fought Avanesian. All right, now you about to put me in here with Karen again, the guy that I just fought, and you talking about growing his profile and putting him in a position where people going to appreciate what you're doing with him. This fight doesn't do that. So what about that angle? What about that side of it? What about keep promoting that you got the best fighter in the world and ain't able to make a sacrifice when it's laid right out on the table for you? It's laid right out on the table. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying he's wrong, but that's just something to look at from that angle. You got, what is Boots going to do? What are you going to do with Boots? How is he going? You're going to, all right, get him money. You did that with Andre. Look how that worked out. Then he had to go back over there to get a fight. Like, you get what I'm saying? He had to go back over. Man, shit ain't making no sense, man. I just want to see Boots get his just due. I want to see him get an opportunity to be a unified champion. We already feel like he ain't going to be able to get undisputed because of politics. I'm just thinking about that too. So you already got a situation where it could kind of be worked out and you can get him a belt. That'll really satisfy that man. He deserved to be a unified champion. Y'all know damn well 147 is Jaron in his division to lose. That's how people feel, right? That's one step closer. You 50% there with the Brian Norman fight. 500K is an investment for the best fighter on your roster, which you said is the best fighter in the world. Come on, man. You got this dude beating Terrence Crawford right now. You got this dude beating the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now, and you ain't going to invest $500K more. Now, again, I'm passionate about it, but I'm not saying he got to do it or he wrong for not doing it. But that is an option. Don't tell me it's not. It's an investment, right? You said you would be willing to go to bat for a fighter that pledged their loyalty to you. Did Boots not pledge his loyalty to you, him and Bozy? Again, so now when it come push to shove, all I'm saying is we hang on to everything these fighters say. Well, let's hang on to what Eddie Hearn said. What's the reason he said he wasn't willing to bid on that Sandor Martin Devin Haney fight? He said he wasn't going to lose no money, right? He said now if he pledged his loyalty to me, then that's different. I would be willing to do it. So you admitted to being willing to lose money because you said that fight would lose money. Well, is Brian Norman and Boots going to lose money? Is it really a loss of money if you got to shell out $500K more? For the best fighter, I'm gonna keep saying it. Your words, the best fighter in the world. You put the money up. You got it. You shaking hands with Turkey Alex Sheik. That put an image in people's head. Oh, you dealing with some money. Put the money up for your fighter. That's all I'm saying. You said you would be willing to do it. Miss me with that. I heard you say you would be willing to lose money. You said the sole reason you would not bid on Sandor Martin and Devin Haney because you have no business ties with him. He pledges loyalty. I'm going to keep saying it. If he was loyal to us, we had some type of business, then I would do it. And that fight you said on record a number of times will lose money. Don't nobody want to see it. But at the same time, if Devin Haney was fighting under your banner and your fighter, you would have been willing to do it. Well, now you got the best fighter in the world. No disrespect to Devin Haney. You got something better. You got the best fighter in the world. It's time to act like it. You're not going to do him no good. Nobody want to see Karen in there again. That's all I'm saying, man. I don't think I'm tripping. So, again, I want to be clear. No, he is not wrong for doing it, but it's just a fair conversation and a question. Why are you not willing to do that? Boots is not worth it? Or is it don't work like that? It don't work like that? You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I just wanted to see this fight, and I know that this would be much better off for Boots than a rematch with Karen. Like, I know Karen went on a winning, I think he went on a winning streak since losing the Boots. I don't think he lost since then, but still, don't nobody really want to see that. So that's all I'm saying. I'm stuck on the fact that I can't get it out of my head that I heard you say you would be willing to lose money for a fighter. Now you got one that if I got the best fighter in the world, we going to make some money together, right? So I'm going to bet on you. I'm going to bet the house on you. All right, man, this was holding up this fight. Cool, man. We're going to make it happen. If it's doable, because I don't know what money they dealing with. I don't know what their budget is. But if it was any way possible that he could have done this, I would have liked to see it. That's all I'm saying. He ain't wrong for not doing it. He not wrong for making 3 offers. I respect him for doing it. That shows that he was somewhat interested in making the fight, obviously, to make offers. I don't think he was BSing, so to speak, like Brian Norman Sr. said. I just think maybe he playing hardball. He like, look, man, you ain't making this money nowhere else. So this is what I'm giving you. And I can understand that. He ain't wrong. You get what I'm saying? But they like, hey, man, we feel like we worth a little bit more. He wouldn't be wrong for that. But it will be wrong if he can't keep winning after this point. You get what I'm saying? Skills, my brother. What's good with it, bro? Salute to my guy, Hardcore, man. He said if he budgets on Norman Jr., staying on us with $1.5 million. I understand that too. I understand that too. But that's the seed now. That obviously right there. This is what I'm saying, Omar. If they was asking for that much, we know that's crazy. You get what I'm saying? If he was asking for $4 million, $3 million, we know that's crazy with that too. Just to bring home the one, I get his stance. I understand his stance, but I think I understand Eddie Hearn as well. You know what I'm saying? 3 offers, so I think he wanted to fight. You know what I mean? They wanted to fight, but he entertained them as well. He didn't turn none of them down. He didn't turn the fight down. He didn't walk away from the fight. They just still trying to negotiate, but they passed negotiating. You know what I'm saying? So let me finish playing this because Eddie Hearn about to come up and talk for a minute too. Yeah, I got you, CJ.
Hey, where you
Soon as Eddie Hearn get down,
I want to
come down.
I sold the fight for you, Ed. I helped sell the fight for you. Boots ain't selling this shit. Bose ain't selling this shit. Ain't nobody selling this shit but me. I helped sell the fight, and we mean it, and we real about what we saying. That's the good thing about about anything. You mean it. We mean it. We're not just fucking talking. We mean this shit. I gave you the number from the very start. I gave both of the number from the very start. It's $2 million, really 2.2. So my son can walk away with 1.2 or whatever. But as long as my son walk away with over 1, we ready to go. And that's still, I still don't feel like it's acceptable.
Right.
We're ready.
That's
right.
another thing I
That's
want you to double down on, because you corrected Adrian and said it was a $1.7 million offer, but then you went and said you would take 1.5 in Vegas. So are you taking 200,000 less in Vegas, or do you mean you would take the final offer in Vegas?
And that's why I said the final offer. We'll take the final offer in Vegas. We will absolutely take the final offers in Vegas. 1 point.
I wish that was an option. I really do. But Eddie Hearn gonna come up here and he gonna speak his piece too. And I don't think he was just talking BS. Like, all I'm saying is, for me, I don't choose a side. I'm not siding with nobody. I don't think nobody is wrong here. I just think it's a missed opportunity for boxing. It's a missed opportunity for 2 young fighters to prove themselves and possibly, you know, get their careers to that next level, that next notch. It's a missed opportunity for right now. But like I said, one guy could afford to go on to get more fights, and the other guy definitely needs this opportunity. So regardless of who's wrong and who's right, because I'm past that, it's an unfortunate situation, because now you got to deal with a ugly fight potentially with Boots and Karen again in a rematch. So that's what I look at as well. So when you look at it, both guys gonna miss an opportunity. One guy needed just a little bit more because he's 27 years old, and all people keep talking about is how he ain't doing nothing, ain't fighting nobody. Avanesian doesn't change that. Yeah, 14,000 plus came out because they love them some Boots Ennis, but how long is people gonna deal with that? At what point do people demand that you really deliver and put your man in situations where he can really you know, elevate and get to that next level? So again, it's all those people that were saying, you know, Boots staying at 47 is going to be a waste of time. Those echoes, that background noise, that's going to get a lot louder when you take him on this tour and you find yourself every single time you send out an offer, the fighter is telling you it's not enough money. And what are you going to do? You're going to be stuck in a situation where you got the best car on the showroom floor and you can't even get that shit out of neutral because you're not willing to pay for it. That's all I'm saying. That's the part that's frustrating. We on record, people on record for the years saying how much money you done lost over the years and XYZ, how much you know overpaid for fights in the past. Cuzzo just brought up a situation where you wanted like $6 million or something for Tevin Farmer and it wasn't even on pay-per-view. Come on, man. So when the shoe on the other side, you want that much for a guy that's not a pay-per-view fighter. But when a champion that's going to be in a unification is saying 500,000 more, you like, yo, they don't know the business and they bugging. Come on, man. Come on, man. You better not be the reason that he don't succeed, because it's going to look like it's you. It's going to look like it's you. You got a history. You already got a track record. You could change the consensus of what people feel about you with one fight, making this one fight for this man. It could all be worth it for Boots. I'm telling you, man, because sitting around just fighting these run-of-the-mill ass guys, man, Karen ain't going to be able to do nothing with Boots in no rematch. It's not going to be intriguing about that. We seen that once. We don't need to see that again. That man deserves better than that. Boxing deserves better than that. We gave him 12 rounds the first time. He didn't try to win. I don't need to see that again. I don't care what fight he won. I don't want to see it. So again, man, there's many different ways you could look at it. I'm gonna stay firm down the middle. Because nobody is wrong, man. They could try to negotiate that. And I think that's the part that's frustrating for people too. Negotiations aren't something that's supposed to be public. So a lot of this stuff we hearing is frustrating because I anticipate that's how a negotiation is. It's draining. It's probably aggravating. It's shit that we don't need to deal with because it's frustrating, right? So I just think that's just how it go. At least they was willing to go back and forth and try to get more. And I did hear him say, meet in the middle. I am a fan of that way of thinking. Okay, you can't give me exactly what I asked for. Well, can we meet somewhere in the middle? I'm always going to be a fan of that. I am. I really am. I know it ain't that simple, but I like that way of thinking because that tells me that, yeah, you stand firm on what you want, but you also willing to adjust if they could just meet you somewhere in the middle. And I think that's real. I think that's real. They both champions. They both don't have no crazy resumes. They don't got no big, name fighters that they fought. You get what I'm saying? They don't got a shit ton of title defenses under their belt. Neither one are at that superstar level. Yeah, Boots got a lot of buzz surrounding his name, but a lot of it is based off potential. And this fight will be a perfect example to allow people to see more of that potential, to put him in a good spot That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. So we'll see how this continue to unfold as you know. We'll see what it's looking like for Philly if it got to be Karen, but I just don't anticipate people being excited for that fight at all. You know what I mean? He said $10 for an iPad, not 500,000. Yeah, somebody come get the iPad. I got to get the video. Is the video on IG? Jay, is that video on IG? Because you just reminded me. I appreciate you for reminding me so I could play it. The afternoon puts me in a different position. I got it saved twice on my phone, but when I go to bring it up here to save it, I can't find the file for some strange reason. But if I take it off Instagram, I can find it. It's weird, man. The afternoon puts me in a different position and thought process. This afternoon, shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, Omar. Y'all smash that like button. Halim, what's good with it, bro? Think Boots should push more for this fight as well. It's tough, right? Because if you could send it through IG, because it's weird. It's like if Remo sent it to me. I think he sent it to me twice. I saved it. I got it in my phone saved, but when I go to put it to my brand section, I can't. The file don't pop up for some reason. But if I take it off Instagram and save it like that and hook my phone and it's there, it's weird. But when you send it, I'm gonna save it. Yeah, no matter of right versus wrong, but it's definitely going to rub folks the wrong way for sure, right? That's why I appreciate you, Jay. That's why shout out to Thomas. Appreciate you, bro. That's why I say, man, it's deeper than the duck. It's deeper than ducking because it's business. It give us an opportunity, and that's why I appreciate this situation too, because it give you a little peek, a little inside peek of how them negotiations could be taxing and draining. And you heard dude say he ain't never been through no negotiations this tough, this long, this difficult. 2 weeks to make a damn fight. You get what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is I'm trying to just make sure I'm fair to the situation and both parties involved, right? Like I said, I can't stress this enough. People are adamant about how Eddie Hearn don't make these fights. And then when you see this, I ain't going to ignore or forget that was people thought process before we got to this point. Now it's here. It's like, nah, it ain't Eddie Hearn. It's just Norman and them. They scared. They don't want to fight. They ducking. They pricing themselves out. It's like, but what about Eddie Hearn being bad at facilitating these kind of fights for these black fighters that people be saying, right? That's what they say. You get what I'm saying? But let's keep getting to this, man. Y'all smash the like button. We're going to keep rocking. Give it to a terrorist.
Take the final off in Vegas. We would absolutely take the final off in Vegas. 1.7. We would take that final off in Vegas.
Cool. I thought that's what you meant. I just wanted to
appreciate you, Thomas. I see you.
I agree to that because people twist everything a motherfucker say. I mean, he said he'll say no. I said I put it everywhere. I've been putting it everywhere. Your final offer, Eddie, we will take the shit. We will take it in Vegas. You can't bring people on enemy grounds, on enemy territory, and expect them to bow down to him. So bottom line, what we've already crushed here is nobody's afraid of Boots Ennis. And Madison Stanley only said there's not enough money. It's logical. Like you're bringing us. You're feeding us bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
And look, real quick, y'all. I'm just saying, we like math, right? We always talk about how the math don't math. I'm not saying people are right or wrong, but you have another example. And Stanyon is talking about, hey, money ain't right over there either. You get what I'm trying to say? Is everybody just like, is that what you're going to take back to your fighter? You're going to go back to your fighter and say, yeah, man, I tried to get you these fights. Yeah, we sent him 3 offers, sent Barrios, Stanionis, then none of them want to fight you. That's going to be the same shit he was dealing with where he just came from, Eddie. That's all I am saying. I'm thinking about that. What is you should have known signing the best fighter in the world, the young phenom, as you put it every single time you get to talk about him. You should have known the challenges that it was going to come with making him fights. It wasn't easy for the other side where he came from for them to get the guys in there with him. So now you get him. Did you think it was going to be easy to make him this star? Because I don't give a damn what you say. I don't care what kind of tour you send him on. If he don't have a proper dance partner, preferably them champions, 147 is not deep enough to make him some type of star. I don't give a damn how much money you make him. Cool. I'm happy for him making money because he deserves it. He's that talented. He deserves every damn penny. But what are you going to do with that guy, man? What are you going to do? What are you going to do differently that the other side wasn't able to do? What was your selling point to getting him over there? Just getting him paid and keeping him active? I'm pretty sure you told him you was going to make him a star. I'm pretty sure you said that. I know that was your selling point. I know it was your selling point, bro. I know that was your selling point. We're going to make him a star. All right, how you going to do it without the proper dance partners? That's all I'm saying. You can't make him no star. You not, and that's the frustrating part. That's why I'm putting the onus on the promoter. Stop selling dreams then. I don't mind you saying how good of a fighter he is, but don't sit here and sell me how you going to make him a superstar. And you had opportunities. You telling me you sent offers to every champion, and you're not going to find a way to get one of them guys in the ring? You're not going to meet Brian Norman and them in the middle or something? Damn, then Boots can't get to the next level. That's all. So I hope that's the pill that he's willing to swallow when it's time to cross that bridge. I hope he's willing to cross it, because that's what it's going to be. Eddie Hearn can't make fights for his fighters. He get these fighters with all his talent, and he can't do nothing with it. Like I said earlier, you got the best car on the showroom floor, can't get that shit out of neutral. That's sad, man. That's sad, man. Philly deserved better than Avanesian and Boots was cool for a first one, but Philly deserved better than Boots versus Karen for a second time around. I'm speaking for Philly on that. They all deserve better than that. Boots deserve better than that. Boxing deserve better than that. What we talking about? Bozy deserve better than that. Come on, man. Gotta get him something, man. You gotta find a way to make it happen. That's all I'm saying. Did he fully take on the challenge that is Boots Ennis and getting those fighters in the ring with him? Because it's cool to sell somebody a bunch of shit and sign them on, but what you gonna do with them? You get what I'm saying? That damn, you gotta get that dude something better than Karen. I just can't get that in my head if I gotta watch that again. I'm gonna just be like disappointed, man. Damn, man, that's just boxing. I ain't blaming neither guy. I hate this situation didn't work out on either side. You get what I'm saying? Look, Norman Sr. and Jr. and Adrian, stand on business, man. Y'all believe your fighter is worth more. Make that shit. Make them regret not paying you the money by going on and keep winning. You know what I mean? Boots Ennis, Eddie Hearn. If you feel like, yo, that dude ain't worth that money, we gonna make him a star without it, then do that. But I think that's a much more difficult job without those titles. That's all I'm gonna say. 147 is not deep enough to keep shopping him around to just these dudes, like just fighting guys, title defenses. That's not gonna suffice. People gonna say Boots Ennis is still hype and he ain't did none of this, and it's just more BS, bro. You're not gonna be able to change the narrative for Boots Ennis. I thought part of the reason you getting him was to change the narrative and turn him into more of a star. Everybody should know him. You say he got all these fights, all these knockouts, and not enough people know him. Well, that shit ain't gonna change with you putting him in there with, you know, bad dance partners. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to my baby girl, the queen. Theme music, me please. Here's to the Wi-Fi. The wires are hot today. Support the channel, man. This guy is the truth. Just do. Say it with me now. I appreciate you, baby girl. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Can Brian Norman say, hey, I'm the one fighting and I'm good with the 1.7 mil, daddy? I don't think he'll do it. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he'll do it. I think as the fighter, I think he just going, and just like Boots, right? When somebody asked earlier, pardon me, somebody asked, should Boots be more, you know, demand the fight, say more or do more? I'm not going to say that he should, because it's not him, right? I'm never going to ask a fighter to do something that's not really him. So it's not really, he's not the most vocal guy, but you hear when he speak, hey, man, let's get the fight. Look, offer's been sent. Look, what we talking about? Let's fight. Like, he not going to want to, you know, care. He's not going to want to do more than what a fighter is supposed to do. And the same thing for Norman. So I doubt if he'll probably try to go over to management and his pops and be like, hey, man, I'll take it anyway, right? Because I think it's all about trusting the team that you have and trusting that they're going to make the best decision for you. And I like, listen, as long as Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. could deal with, you know, this opportunity passing them by for whatever reason, look, I'm cool with it, man. It's just going to have to be what it's going to be. But like I said before, Boots is the one that I think he stands to benefit a lot, and it affects him more by him not getting a shot. Because he needed more. He's 27. He need to fight. He need a good fight. All right, Jay. I see you. Appreciate you, Jay. Shout out to the Cuzzo, man. Out of the chance, Brian is the fans' most entertaining unification fight at 147. It's a lot to like about that fight, Cuzzo. It's a lot. Shout out to Big Dre. Appreciate you, man. Much love, bro.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Handsome. I got it. Shout out to Hardcore. That's embarrassing. Do all that talking and end up on the undercard. I get it. But it's like he did do a lot of talking, but I understood him, right? And it's not about, I don't think I get their stance. Their stance is principle with feeling like they know what their worth is, and if they don't determine what their worth is now, then people are going to determine that for them. That's his way of thinking. I could kind of level with him. I could make sense. All right, if that's how you think, this is why your angle is the way it is, right? Because you're of the belief, if I take this now, then they're going to just do this to us again down the line. It's the same as people saying, if Boots give up extra money now, then he's going to have to give up extra money later. Or if Eddie Hearn pay him, then he's going to have to pay X, Y. You get what I'm saying? So I get it on both ends. So if it's a matter of just standing on principle, moral, you feel like this is your worth and you standing on it and they standing on it, hopefully he keep winning fights. And when he revisit this situation, hopefully that opportunity presents itself and he's worth more money then. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I see. That's why I said it's deeper than ducking. And just, you know what I mean? I think if they were simply trying to duck, I don't think they would have entertained the offers. I don't think they would have been trying to keep negotiating. And to be honest, the word clout gets overused. Brian Norman does not benefit at all from clout chasing Boots Ennis. And why I say that, because if he's clout chasing, that means he has no intent on fighting this guy, right? And then he ends up not fighting, and we think that's a good look for him. So it's not so much about clout chasing either. It's about two dogs and both of those fighters being willing to fight each other. But unfortunately, the business didn't business and it didn't pan out. And now we can't see two of the young talents that is itching to prove themselves get in the ring. And now we might have to deal with less in Philly. You know what I'm saying? With Karen. And then, like I said, Brian, yeah, you can't really, because think about it, you can't knock him for what he's about to, the opportunity he about to get. He ain't even supposed to be here. He's literally playing with house money and 23 years old at that. Still undefeated with some of the hiccups that he had, getting dropped, getting cut, all that stuff. He's still here, still undefeated, still champion, still in a position to make his own brand. And so is Boots. But I think this would have shortened the path to where Boots is trying to go by securing the fight. So it's just a missed opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Just a missed opportunity. Let's get back to it. All right, I say he brought more eyes to him. No, more people know about Brian Norman now. I don't think from the Boots situation, because nobody's going to tell me from people thinking that he was going to fight Boots, it brought more eyes to him than him going out there and knocking Santillan out in his hometown when they didn't expect him to win, when he was an underdog. That's what really got him in the position to even be talking about fighting Boots. So let's always put it in perspective. Yeah, it might have got him some extra clicks and talks, conversations throughout the week since it been discussed for sure. But ultimately, that win against Santillan is what got him in a position to begin with. So that was more Brian Norman handling business when odds was against him, going out there beating that dude in his hometown and stopping him. You get what I'm saying? So that's really why he in a position to be talked about right now. You get what I'm saying? After your biggest win, if you really believe you're going to win, then there's no way you think you're not going to get paid more after your biggest win and being a unified champion. Yeah, but I think if you have the mindset, right, and obviously they got to share this similar mentality, because maybe they will be talking about, we're going to just take it and do it, right? If they're of the mindset, is tomorrow promised, Big B-Lo? Tomorrow ain't even promised. It ain't shit promised in boxing. In dealing with Boots, if you know you're going to win, anybody can say what they know. He don't know shit. He could feel like he know he going to win, but that's not for sure, and we all know that. Just like Boots feel like he going to win, but that shit ain't for sure. You got to still go do it. So, you know what I mean? He could feel like you gonna win, but again, if you thinking ain't no tomorrow ain't promised, ain't nothing, promised in boxing, and you trying to maximize every opportunity as it's presented to you, I can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at that. Can't be mad either way. You know what I mean? The service having Cordina as his first fight. Nah, because if the thought, as long as I'll say this, as long as he can secure a Zepeda fight at the back end, I think it'll all just be just fine. It's similar. You get what I'm saying? It's one of them situations like if he can't secure that fight and Cordina was his first fight and then he got to sit through another BS fight, it's a fail. Similar to Boots, right? Or Brian Norman in this situation. Him not taking the money and the Boots opportunity, to become unified, and he go in there in the 8th and lose. It's going to look like he wasted his time and it's going to look like a bad decision, right? So that it's one of those things. Both situations are going to be determined through time. You know what I'm saying? And see how it play out. You know what I mean? They both in a situation where you're going to see how it plays out for them, right? If Core can't get that bigger fight on the back end, then it's going to look like a waste of time. Same thing with Boots. If Boots can never secure title shot or, you know, unification, same thing. If Brian Norman goes out there and lose, you know what I mean? Then it's a chance that he made the wrong decision, right? So just going to see. Can Mike could beat Norman? That ugly style, he just don't try to win enough for me. You know what I'm saying? He just don't try to win enough for me. Just don't try to win enough for me. But hold on, give me a second. See,
I'm saying you can't bring us on enemy territory in your backyard with your judges, with your referees, with your promotional group, your management. Come on, you can't do that. Like we win on the cards, we lost. Who the fuck want to put that up? This $800,000 ain't gonna be worth that. We can make that 200, 300, 300, 300, 200, 200. Like it's not, or 250. I'm sorry, because you got minimums. People say that my son gonna make more than $200,000 in the next fight because you have championship minimums and it's more than $200,000. So I mean, you know, again, but these motherfucking mathematicians and all these motherfuckers sitting on the couch digging in their toes, eating donuts and shit. Oh man, you could have did it. Yeah, your fat ass would have did it. We ain't broke.
Well,
ain't broke.
I don't want to keep you any longer. We do appreciate it. Hopefully, this gets to the right ears and we can get this thing done.
Take a $500,000 pay cut. It's only gonna be taxes anyway. It's fucking tax write-off. It's only gonna be like you said. You pay 3% of the sanctioning fees. It's only gonna be a write-off. It's gonna be less. It's gonna be less fees that you got to pay. That $500,000 ain't gonna be nothing on $4 and $5 million. Take that cut. If you want this fight to happen, you really are who you are. Philly, tell this nigga to shut me up. Take that little cut because all his taxes. He ain't got to see that. He gonna fight again. He gonna be a bigger name if he does what he says he's gonna do. And that's it. We ready. We ready for the work, man. We ready for the smoke. It's not over with. It's not dead. We ready. I'm so glad that these numbers came out and everybody was transparent. That first offer was not well north of no million, nothing. It was $750,000. A fucking insult. But we ready, boss.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Trainer, what's your thoughts, Marco?
He just said
back to the boots. So it's in that since for Kelp.
My bad, y'all.
Money ain't right.
Just getting to the part where Eddie got his ass on for a second.
Control everything.
Breakdown was the same. That didn't even count tax. 90 for this one to.
My bad, y'all.
Come and pay. That's it. He is the starter.
My bad. My bad, y'all. I ain't know I was on mute. I said, man, at the end of the day, they prize fighters. I get it, man. You try to get paid. You know, that's your job to try to get paid, man. I can't knock you for it, but I understand it ain't gonna always go your way. And that's what a negotiation is. You try to get what you can, and sometimes you ain't gonna be able to get what you can get. And either you take what you can get or you go bet on yourself to go the other route and keep building your name, like you said. You get what I'm saying? So it's simple. It's simple for me. Let me find, where is this at, man? Where the hell Eddie at? Eddie popped on here and he gave a little quick take on the situation too. So he just stand firm on what he believed, man. He made the offers. He paying that guy way more money than oh, there we go.
How are you, brother? Thank you for taking the time.
How we doing?
We're good. Just a bit disappointed. I have
right. Shout out to you, Big
D. You
said
it's just too late. And Jolene Mazzone just texted me.
Listen, they know that.
They know that. And that's why now all of a sudden these people are clueless. Absolutely clueless. They have no understanding of the boxing business. They have no understanding of the boxing market. And, you know, we've made 3 offers to these guys. Even the first offer was well north of $1 million. And people coming back saying, wow, Eddie Hearn offered Brian Norman $1.5 billion. Guess what? It was a lot more than that. And now they come back because they know that the IBF have set the purse bid date. And under their rules, we can no longer ask for an exception for a unification. So these guys drop the ball, let them go back and make what they make in the last fight, $100,000, right? This time they're going to make $200,000, $300,000 to fight someone no one's ever heard of. I'm not wasting my energy with these guys. All they're trying to do is get clout off Boots Ennis'
Mike
name.
Kirkland, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
And, you know, Mr. Norman or whatever his name is, you know, you drop the ball. You're too late. If you really did want the fight, you dropped the ball big time. But I don't believe you did. So some of the things that were said today, we had the manager, Adrian Clark, and the father on. Adrian Clark. I mean, yeah, Adrian Clark. I mean, yeah, I'm not aware of this guy. What did he have to say? He works with Jolene. He's the CEO. Jolene usually is the one talking. He said that, you know, that they're not far off. What they're seeking ultimately, Eddie, is to come home with 1.2 after deductions. They obviously have to pay. Listen. I've only got 1 minute left, right? Because I've got going into a meeting. Let me tell you this. If they want 1.2, who on earth are they paying to give up that much amount of money? Like well over $500,000 to somebody else to take the fight. This is not my problem, the bad contracts that these people have done. I know that the offer that we made was well over $1.5 million to these people. They've never seen money like that before. They'll never get an opportunity like that before. You know, they come back, they say, oh, we'll do it in a neutral territory. Philadelphia is where it's at for the gate to pay these guys the maximum amount of money. The conversation is now relevant. These people live on another planet in another stratosphere. I wish them all the best. And now I'm going to have my acai bowl and get ready for the weigh-in for Diego Pacheco. So much love, Boxing Boys Podcast. We'll catch you soon. Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Hearn. It is what it is.
Kept it brief, man. Shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. Dope interview, man. They did some more there, but that was the people that was involved in the situation. I just wanted y'all to hear it. Like I said, y'all the people, y'all decide. I don't decide for y'all. I don't tell y'all how y'all should see it. I can only give it my unbiased opinion and view. It's like I said, principles is a must. When you stand for something, I understand that, and that's where they at. It's crazy that with as grueling as boxing is, and for as many guys or lesser guys that we know have been paid more than what they asking for, like it's tough to say that they asking for too much when I've seen worse. And like Ashley's corner brought up how much Eddie Hearn was trying to get Tevin Farmer to fight for a non-pay-per-view fight. I think people forget that. You get what I'm saying? So that's a unification. That shit is I think it would be worth the investment with Jaron Ennis because he's the best fighter in the world, like Eddie Hearn said. So I think at some point, maybe not now, but at some point, you're gonna have to deliver. You're gonna have to put some substance behind that statement. That keeps saying the best fighter in the world. You're gonna have to prove that, and you're not gonna be able to do it if you can't secure him the proper dance partners. So I'm not blaming it fully on you. I know guys got to be reasonable with their demands and what they want, but at the same token, I feel like you as a promoter should know just how difficult, or at least anticipate how difficult it would have been to take on the challenge and really building Jaron Ennis and trying to make him more of a star and a household name. You had to know it was going to be difficult. It wasn't going to be easy. That was going to come with some challenges, right? And I don't know if you was fully, ready to face them challenges and deal with it. You know what I mean? You picked up two of boxing's best talents, man, for better or for worse. And people are just looking for you. Some people looking for you to fail. Some people think you're not going to get it done anyway. And you're going to have an opportunity to show difference. So you're going to have to show and prove. You're not going to be able to yell for years and years and years. Oh, I got the best fighter in the world. They're going to be saying based off what? Because he's selling Philly. And that's not me knocking him, but it's like, that's it. When you under deliver, the people ain't going to be trying to hear that shit. So It's unfortunate, but that's where we at in boxing, man. And look, I rock with both guys. I don't think either guy really I don't think they intentionally sabotage the situation at all. I just think, just like in business, a lot of time, you know, deals get worked on and they fall through, right? It's no different with that. People can't come to terms with everything and be completely on the same page. So what happens? That deal ends up falling through no matter what it is. It just so happens this happens to be boxing, and it's a fight that we wanted to see, right? So, but I'm gonna always be real to myself, be real to the situation in boxing, and I can't say from my seat and my vantage point that oh, this guy's pricing himself out. He don't deserve this. Give him this, and I just they feel like they got an idea of what Brian Norman's worth is in a unification fight in Philly and enemy territory behind enemy lines, where you just heard Stan Jonas say he's not even entertaining that money to go across the street. Think about what you are hearing. You're hearing a guy in Stan Jonas that people don't feel like duck no smoke. He'd be willing to fight everybody. He said on a number of times he is willing to fight Boots, right? They saying that money ain't even worth entertaining to go over there. So that's worse than what Brian Norman and them is saying, asking for the 500K. At least they entertaining it. The others, you get what I'm trying to say? You had the most back and forth give and take with one of the champions than you did with the other ones. That was a layup, I think, if you could have found a way to give them that money. That was a layup in making that fight. And you get what I'm saying? You got the best fighter in the world. Y'all gonna hit that out the park, and y'all gonna go in and make a lot more money than that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way because I'm not in the business. I'm just giving my take from what I see. You know what I mean? So shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland, always supporting the grind, man. Coming in late for the good boxing talk. I appreciate you, bro.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. He said somebody lying though. Nah, I just think. And he said, well, over 5. With that, I just think that's a matter of specifics, right, Big B-Lo? I think ultimately what I did here is, it was more than 1.5. They said 1.7. I heard that from Team Norman, 1.7. But they said they was asking for another 500 or something like that, or just 2 million when it was all said and done. Ultimately, he said that the final figure that was the difference between the fight not getting made was 500K, right? That's what he said. So I just will always feel like the best fighter in the world is worth the investment. But I'm not going to say you wrong for not, because I know business might not work just that way. Oh, best fighter in the world. Now I got to give up money. I get it. So nobody did wrong. No ducking took place. Shout out to everybody. This was deeper than ducking. They just didn't come to terms, man. People couldn't see eye to eye and line it up. But I don't think nobody was clout chasing. I don't see neither fighters as being ducks or clout chasers. Them dudes ain't even big talkers like that. I'll play a quick clip, man, from my guy. Shout out to my guy, my bro, Behind the Hands TV, my guy, Mo City, man. He interviewed Brian Norman a while back.
Don't know, but we're doing probably like 6 rounds every day.
At 4 minutes?
Yeah.
You said every day. How many days was that?
It was about like 5 days after this part.
Damn. So you probably safely could say you got about a good 20, 30 rounds with Boots.
Yeah.
Oh man, at 4 minutes a round.
Yeah.
Bro, you done basically fought Boots twice.
Right. And look, I know that's just sparring. I played that clip. Shout out to my bro Behind the Hands TV. I played that for a reason, because people will want to run with this scared narrative. He admitted, he's on record saying when he first sparred Boots, how Boots humbled him and got the best of him. Know what I'm saying? Got the better of him. He continued to come back time and time again, sparring 4-minute round. He said it that first time. He never went sparred 4-minute rounds before. So that was new. His ass shot his low early, and Boots was on his ass. He said it. He was so transparent. So was his father. They never lied about that story or anything pertaining to Boots. But as he came back, he continued to come back. They said that work got better and better, and more competitive from that point on. So what I'm saying, I play that and I say all that to highlight. Don't give me none of that scared shit. You can draw up your little fancy narrative and try to create that shit inside your head as to how scared he is. And I know it's sparring. But again, I'll play another clip with Greg Well, Greg Hackett is saying guys ain't even going for barely 6 to 8 rounds with Boots because they can't make it. And they're leaving the gym, getting in their cars, going home, and coming back to the gym with the dry cry marks on their face because they crying and coming back in the gym. He said no hype, no fluff, and none of this. This is really what's taking place, and he watching it. So when I see that, and you telling me Brian Norman Jr. been sparring Boots Ennis since he was a damn teenager, all the way up, and I think the last time they sparred was 2023. Don't give me none of this scared shit. Don't give me none of this scared shit when I hear how good the work is. I heard some specifics. I ain't got to get into it, but sparring is sparring. But again, don't tell me he's scared of him when he consistently come back to get work. And remind you, he's going to him to get the work over and over again. That's not a guy that's scared. That's a guy that's trying to learn. That's a guy that's confident. That's a guy that's with the smoke. I get it, it's sparring. But again, when you got guys not even making it 6 to 8 rounds with Boots because they can't make it through, that's showing me he's a dog, is all I'm saying. So I don't think he's scared of nobody. My final thoughts on this: Brian Norman Jr. did not turn down no fight. He got a management in his team. They played their hand. They felt like he was worth more. Eddie Hearn wasn't going. That's why the fight didn't get made. If you blaming Brian Norman Jr., I think you're blaming the wrong person. Or you want to blame his father or his management. If you want to say they dropped the ball, maybe they was being greedy, overplayed their hand. I could kind of level with it, but I don't think it was a matter of pricing out. I don't think it was clout chasing. I don't think it was ducking. I think you got 2 real dogs. I think you got 2 real fathers that believe in their sons, and they really wanted to make this fight. But again, they wanted to make it for a price that Eddie Hearn wasn't offering. And as the facts remains, that business didn't line up, and it just wasn't in the cards for this fight to happen right now. So it is what it is. I applaud both sides, both teams. Shout out to Eddie Hearn too for sitting up trying to, put out numerous offers to make this fight. You know what I mean? I can't say he didn't put up no effort on his side. I can't say that he was offering kibbles and bits. It just wasn't the final number that they wanted. I don't think Eddie lowballed right on that end when it came to that situation, but the Stanionis, that's a separate situation. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think neither side is scared. Yeah, shout out to my guy behind the hands, man, for that. And I just wanted to add that, like, nobody that's going to get that work sparring all them rounds with Boots is scared of him at all. And don't tell me, 8 ounces and no headgear is different. Yeah, we get it, but you ain't scared. You ain't scared. You scared to get in there. You ain't gonna get in there. Period. Headgear or not. You know what I'm saying? I know fighters that turn down quality sparring. You'll be amazed at some of these fighters that's turning down work. But at the end of the day, shout out to both Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, Boots, his dad, Team Norman. Shout out to them. They tried to deliver us something I think would have been special for the boxing fans, despite how it would have played out. It could have did a lot of good for both guys' career. It would have been saying a lot if Brian Norman would have been able to dethrone the phenom, the guy that's expected to win out in the division, and Boots Ennis and become unified champion at 23 years old. That would have been crazy when people was just writing you off a fight ago, right? For Boots Ennis, with all the praise and all the hype, all the buzz surrounding your name, for you to secure this fight at 27 would have been meaningful for different reasons. Like, it will make your stay at 147 worth the while. Like I said, you had the current champions, the last 2 champions exit the weight class without you getting the opportunity at them because it wasn't in the cards, right? Different generation probably screwed that up. Obviously, they went up there. Now you stayed put. Virgil Ortiz found his way out the division. That was your big name fight, I believe, at 47. I always thought that. Since he left, now you left to deal with, although there are quality fighters there, outside of the belt holders, it's not very deep. It's the 147 is not as talent rich as it used to be. And just a guy like Boots is so head and shoulders above most guys that he gonna get in there with. It doesn't do him any good to not get in there with somebody that can really test him, somebody that's gonna help grow his profile. Like, if he already's missing the big name, so he can't be missing the belts too, then it's no way you can justify you signing him, and there's no way you're gonna be able to get him to that star status that you're looking for. It just can't happen. At least if you got him running around with all the damn hardware, you can sell that. Look, I got the top guy in the division because he beat all the other champions. Without that, you just gonna be showing off the shiny new car that you you took off the showroom floor and parked in the garage, and it just never went nowhere. You get what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna look. You just got the shiny car. You get what I'm saying? You take the, you know what I mean? You take the car cover off every now and then, wipe it down, people see it, and that's pretty much what fights like Avanisi and Karen, that's what that do for him. And Karen is an ugly style, and that could arguably make him look a certain way. So again, how does that help Boots? But what do I know? But you know, man, boxing it's been interesting this week, man. Like I said, some stuff is different than ducking, man. I hear guys just not being able to come to terms at the end of the day. And if all business worked out, then maybe I would think they was bugging, but this is no different than any other situation that's just not able to work out. Won't be anticipating any more fights from here on out. It's a different kind of disappointment. I refuse to feel again. Yeah, for me, I stay, you know, level with it, right? I don't get too excited because I know until things are signed, like contracts are signed, you get that date. I know how I get in between. So I get it, you know. CJ was good with it. Miami Kid Jay was good, fam. He said, why not bet on yourself? There's always that. But I think the best I could say from hearing it all, he got a management, he got a dad. They feel like they, you know, Brian is worth the $2 million that they asking. Eddie Hearn is like, y'all don't know the business. Y'all going a little too high. I guess that's what he feel like. So there you go. You know, betting on yourself is tricky, you know, because it's no tomorrows. You know what I'm saying? Boots it's no for sure win. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could want to feel as confident as you want. You could say, oh, he don't got no power, smoke and mirrors. All that shit is cool, but you still gotta beat him. And that's just not gonna be an easy task. You know what I'm saying? So I think they know that. I think he just want to get paid for fighting the best fighter in the world. You know what I'm saying? CJ, what it do, my guy?
Hey, what up, Just? Salute to anyone else who's gonna hop on the panel. I might not last too long. Like I said, my battery is dying, but
yeah, my bad, man. I meant to drop it a little soon, man. Come
it's
talk
all
to
good,
me,
man.
I'm
glad you got the content out. I'm glad you got the content out, and you always got something worthwhile to say. So I ain't personal. I just been out. I've been running with my dog. We put up about 10 miles today, and he looking exhausted.
That's dope. I know he probably spent then 10 miles.
Peep game.
Yeah, chilling. You want to settle him down, run him. Yeah, he chilling.
Real shit. I'm the only nigga with a dog that got asthma, but that's beside the point.
That's crazy.
Man, yeah, I get tired of the narratives. I've seen a lot of that in the chat. I mean, I appreciate
what you got on it, man. What you
appreciate
think about
your followers, but all the shit, bet on yourself. I mean, when you ain't in the game, which none of us are, you know, I assume you can be a little short-sighted with it. Oh, bet on yourself. Oh, take what they offer you. 10%, 20%, whatever it is. That's not how a businessman moves. So I appreciate you having a fair and balanced take on it. No Fox News, but you being very fair about it and saying, hey, each side got their own interest in mind, and if they couldn't come to a conclusion, you know, like businessmen, revisit it at a later date. So I think that's the most fair thing you could have said, and I'm glad you played both sides, even though Eddie Hearn was only up there for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like Norman Sr. was keeping it realer than most. You know what I mean? Because the more you can talk about a subject off the cuff and go into detail, the more likely it is, in my opinion, just life experience, that you actually telling the truth. Because if you're not, you're going to slip up at some point. So I do believe what Senior was saying. Hey, this is that 2.2 is what we was looking for, and they couldn't reach that. So the shit died. So I believe that. But man, I think you should make this a series. Before I wrap up my monologue, Deeper Than Ducking should be a series because these situations come up all the time, and it won't be 3 more months before we run into another one. So
hey,
yeah,
man,
Deeper Than Ducking. Shout out to that.
You on it. You on to something. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. I think
Real
I
shit,
should.
man.
Matter of fact, I will. I'm gonna keep that in mind. We gonna do that.
Hell yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Episode
We're
1.
gonna hear about it again in shortly.
Look like Just had to go take care of the baby, so I'm gonna hold it down in the meantime. Yeah, y'all in the chat, man, on both sides. And even I've been guilty of this, but all that duck talk and saying it's this person's fault, that person's fault. I like how Just Do tries to bring a balance because we ain't on those calls. We don't see the actual paperwork. We're not in the negotiating room. So I think all of us need to calm down with that. I understand the frustration with this era of boxing coming out of the Mayweather era rather. We all want to see them fights. But you can't count these people's money and you don't know exactly what's going on. So let's try to be fair about it and try to see both perspectives. That's where I'm gonna land on that.
Just lay it, on both sides. I don't think they wrong for trying because they both made attempts. That's what I see. I get it. They don't, ain't no, you ain't gonna get no participation trophy for trying, but I respect the attempt to try to give us a fight that a lot of people didn't see coming a couple fights ago. Like, let's not forget, like, you get what I'm saying? This dude was, by many, he's not supposed to be here. He wasn't supposed to be
real
here.
shit.
So,
that's real shit at his age. And we didn't know what was going to happen with Crawford's belt. So, yeah, I mean, but now it's unification. Now it's more on the line. So you got to respect him for standing on business, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And with him getting this new car, like I keep calling him, shout out to Boots. I don't mean to refer to him like me and my bro was talking about this. I don't mean to refer to him as a vehicle, but y'all get the analogy. You know what I'm saying? You get
right.
that, man. You just gonna have to find a way to justify all this stuff you've been selling. You know what I'm saying? And opportunities gonna need to be had, and it's just not gonna be easy. And some people feel like he might have his own plans as to why he didn't make this happen. You get what I'm saying? Like, he might have his own plans as to how he want to move this dude and who he want to put him in there with. So
you talking about Hearn might have his own plans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, we need to keep in mind. You make a great point right there. Keep in mind that the fighters are not the ones sitting down and negotiating the numbers, man. They got a team for that. So don't say this dude is ducking, that dude is ducking.
That's
Maybe the team just said it wasn't in his best interest, man, and that's real.
Some people think he being protected. Some people, like I said, it's just a conversation. I'm not gonna say that because I ain't, you with a fighter like Jaron, you'll be a fool, like, to not really trust and believe that he's that. But there have been those people, like I said, it's quiet now because it's convenient to be quiet on that because it will kind of make you. It will kind of shoot down the narrative that people pushing now. You will have to kind of shove some of the blame from the Normans to Eddie Hearn, because remember the noise was he can't make big fights. He don't make black stars, and he get these fighters and can't do nothing with them. Look what he did with Andre. I keep saying this stuff, so you was hearing that stuff. So now you get to a situation, and like I said, I think people conveniently ignoring what Stan Jonas said too, how low that money was, and he had another champion. So you just giving people low ass offers, like, you get what I'm saying? Why only Norman did you negotiate with? And that's what is the manager was saying as well. Like, was you negotiating with like 3 different people at one time? So who was you seriously trying? Do you get what I'm saying? You knew the purse bid was coming up too. Was you negotiating with 3 different people? And if so, who was you the most serious with fighting? Because y'all got the most traction with you and B Norman. You get what I'm saying?
I definitely feel what you're saying. The only part of the TBV I seen this morning was the Stanionis interview. So I'm glad you filled in the blanks with the Norman Sr. and the management dude, and then Eddie Hearn. So yeah,
what's going on, Just Do?
What's good with it, fam?
What up, Frequency? Let me just finish my point, and I'm gonna let you hop. Get on.
You got it.
All right. Yeah, like I said, I only seen the Stanionis part of this morning's broadcast. I was busy. So yeah, I appreciate you filling in the blanks with Senior, the management dude, and then Eddie Hearn. Now I got a more complete picture of exactly what went down. And yeah, like I said before, homie, it's a fair take to just say they couldn't meet in the middle. I think 2.2 is reasonable, but then again, it ain't my money. So
right.
That's it. Fair you got enough. A frequency.
Yo, you said 2.2 million. Is that how much he was asking for?
He was asking for 2.
I thought he was asking for 2.
Yeah, 2 million. Yeah, he was.
Well, what I heard is offer was 1.7, and he said the 500K was the the gap. So I put that at 2.2. That's why I say that.
Well, yeah. Well, I heard that they was trying to give him 1.5, and then the final offer was 1.7, and he was asking for 2 mil, and that's when negotiations stopped or whatnot. But those that know me know that I'm a Boots fan, man. So I'm gonna say that first before I say what I'm gonna say. But
Please speak on it, because I'm kind of on the other side. And let me say this before you continue, only because I saw a lot of Spence fans overnight become Boots fans after that beatdown. So they just trying to, in my opinion, I'm not saying this you, but a lot of Boots fans just trying to knock off Crawford through proxy. You know what I mean? There was former Spence fans, and now they became Boots fans overnight. But you got it. I'm not saying that's you. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't like Boots going up to 154 right now. I think that he was saying that he went undisputed at 147, and I feel like that's still attainable. I think that if that's true, as far as them offering him 1.7, and then Brian Norman Jr.'s team saying that they just wanted 2 million. You know what I'm saying? Looking at that, Boots was probably going to get like what, 5 million or something way around there. I feel like it's time for sacrifice, man. You trying to, that's your goal. You trying to get undisputed. And so sometimes it takes sacrifice to get to undisputed, and I think that we just talking 500,000 away, and so you don't think that getting that belt is worth 500,000? You know what I'm saying? For you, and you taking that sacrifice in the long run, if you beat him, you're going to get the belt. You know what I'm saying? He got something that you want. See, that was the leverage that Terrence Crawford was using, with Errol. And Errol, Errol wanted it. He wanted that undisputed. So he wasn't going to let nothing stand in the way. I feel like I'm looking at Boots like, how much do you really want undisputed? Now, it ain't worth giving that man 2 million when you already at 1.7. I just feel like he needed the sacrifice right there, man.
I put it on Eddie, because you remember you snatched him up with the hopes of making him this star, and you talking about how you gonna make it. You get what I'm saying? Do X, Y, and Z for him, and it's like now you at a crossroads where it appears you could have made some type of sacrifice for the fighter, for the betterment of his career. And it's like, I'm not blaming you, but I'm just saying that you ain't pulled that trigger right there, man. You kind of just left it there. But like I said, it ain't my money. I'm not telling nobody it was fair. You get what you negotiate, and I kind of, but I can't be mad, yo. I'm just different. Like, all right, I get it. Maybe next go round. Who knows?
I already think Eddie had his own agenda, I think he had his plans that he wanted to carry out with Boots at 154. He probably I feel like he had, the plans for to move Boots to 154 to chase that Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? And when Boots wanted undisputed, I think Eddie Hearns probably did, try to side rail that Brian Norman Jr. fight. You know what I'm saying? And saying that they ain't see, the whole debacle with them not seeing no counter offer and all of that stuff. I think that was purposely done, probably.
Some people say that too, because they like, look, he just got this new signee, and he might just have his own plans. And it, again, if you just see how, if you somebody that was saying what he didn't do, like he didn't do this for Demetrius Andre, then he get him, and it's kind of reminiscent of that situation. And it's like, at what point do you change the narrative, and what could you do differently when you signing on these talents to avoid that pitfall that you ran into with Andre not being able to secure fights? It's like, I know at some point as a promoter, you want to be able to change that narrative. You don't want to just keep getting these brand new cars and just having to park them in the garage. You know what I'm saying? Like, what good is that? And you paying for them, right? But you ain't never taking them for the ride. Like, what good is that? So I just hope he find a way. It ain't all on him, but I just hope he can deliver for both of those fighters that he just picked up, because it ain't gonna be easy. Those dudes both got similarities when it's time for guys to get in the ring. It's not the easiest for either guy for whatever reason. So hopefully he can be the guy to change that narrative. And I feel like one of the sacrifices is going to be money, I think, obviously, because look what Frank Martin was saying why he didn't fight Shakur. He's like, man, you want me to fight him for this? Like, you get, so they understand the risk, and I think people are going to want to be compensated because they know it's a really good chance you can lose going in there. People don't want to highlight that, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get paid. And I think that's part of the challenge you take on when you sign on the talent that's running through people like that. And it's just guys ain't jumping out their seat to get in the ring. So make it worth their while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to make it's time for sacrifice. That's how I feel, man. That's why I got a lot of respect for Bill and Devin in this boxing space, you know, because when they was trying to go for undisputed, they seemed like they wasn't trying to let nothing stand in the way. They was bending over backwards, you know what I'm saying, to try to concede to whatever
and that's why
George Kambosos wanted.
Some people get on Norman because they like, well, take one of them offers. You know what I mean? Bet on yourself. Y'all not betting on yourself because y'all not. And I get it.
Man, they know they ain't want no smoke with Boots, man.
No, champ. I can't co-sign you on that. I was with
You know he
all the
want
way
no
up
smoke.
until
He
that.
had already said that he wasn't going to fight Boots, you know what I'm saying, earlier, before this whole thing came about. But CJ
ain't
Rich.
nobody trying to hear about Bill and Dev right now, though. We talking about
Come on, bro. You see how they do? You see how they do me just? They try to act like I can't even mention Devin in passing. You know what I'm saying?
You know I'm messing with you. Go on, shoot your shot, baby boy. Take them, man. Even if they
No, but let me say this real quick though. CJ Rich.
We in the ninth, and then we wrapping up, but I'm on my guys to cook for a second, you know.
Yeah, real quick. CJ Rich. CJ Rich. As far as, you know, what you was saying about Errol Spence fans, man, I can't front. I'm a Errol Spence, Bud, and Boots fan. Boots is not my number one, but I always was a fan of Bud and Errol. I always followed them too. But when it came down to them fighting, I just really thought that Errol was going to beat Bud. So I thought Earl was going to beat Bud, and then we was going to see Boots versus Earl, and Boots was his mandatory, but Bud ended up winning. So naturally, you ain't gonna want him to fight the loser. You gonna want him to fight the winner. And so that's where the Boots versus Bud whole thing came from. I don't think it was just Errol Spence fans hating on Bud and jumping on the Boots side now. I think that was the next logical fight, that everybody wanted to see the search for finding out who's the best. But once Bud moved up and committed to 154, then I was done with seeing, because Bud, once I saw that Bud wasn't turning back, then Boots needed to stay at 147 and clean up down there, because he said he was making the weight comfortably. So, I was off that Bud fight, once he got into the 154 thing and I think that was stupid that he was, trying to chase Canelo and all of that, jump up all those weight classes to fight Canelo, because I don't think that's, possible for him to win. But if he going to stay at 154 and try to become undisputed right there, I think that's a good, thing for him to do right there. But
Okay,
yeah,
let me jump in.
jumping on the bandwagon.
Let me respond to what you just said since you addressed me. I think that's fair. That's hella fair that you were said you was a Spence, Bud, and Boots fan, man. I like to see that, not being too biased for one fighter. So I'm gonna give you credit. And like I said off top, I don't think you're one of them fans, but I did see a lot of that. I did see a lot of that in the aftermath last year of the Bud and Spence fight. But okay, if that don't apply to you, then I'm gonna give you credit for that. Now, I don't think it's silly for Bud to pursue a Canelo fight, not only because he almost old as me. He 37 years old. I'm 40. And yeah, I mean, he spent his whole career sacrificing smaller paydays, and now he want payday, like Canelo say. He want payday. And I ain't mad at him for that. Also keep in mind that there used to not be any in-between weight classes. So what y'all call two weight classes now used to be just one weight class. Duran went up from 135 to, I want to say, 160. You know what I mean? Within a matter of a few years. So one weight class jump from old school rules, that ain't nothing to me. Granted, it wasn't 154 to 168. It would have been like a 147 to 160. But still, it's just the 13, 14 pounds. So I don't think it's silly for him to pursue that fight. And I would give him actually a chance of winning because he's far more skilled, especially as Canelo get older. Canelo is flat-footed, and Canelo wouldn't be demanding that much money as he is if he was that confident. He want outrageous bread for Benavidez and for Crawford. So I don't think it's out of pocket for him to pursue that fight. I would love to see him do either go undisputed at a third division in the 4-belt era, which would be unprecedented, or get that big Canelo fight. Either way, he could retire with either accomplishment, and that would be good with me. Y'all
So
got
you
it.
don't care if he get acclimated to the division or nothing? Like if Canelo just came out right now and said he want the Bud fight, you think it's cool for Bud to just go right to 168 and fight him now? Because that's basically what he was doing from 147. He was saying he wanted to fight Canelo, so he would have been going from 147 straight to Canelo. But since Canelo said no, that's why he at 154 now.
I
He
understand
still
that.
got 2 weight classes to go. So how long if he about to go out, how many fights you think he gonna take? He ain't gonna have a chance to get acclimated to those divisions. He not gonna have time to fight somebody at 160 and fight somebody at 168 and then fight Canelo.
You dead right, but you're dead wrong. Because again, like I said, under the old school, under the 1980s era where I come from, that's just one weight class jump up, and people did that all the time. But to answer your question more directly, yeah, I would still give him a fighting chance. If the odds was like, I don't know, plus 200 on Crawford, I'm taking that bet. Yeah, because I think he's that much more skilled than Crawford at this point in their careers. So no, I don't think it's out of pocket, champ. If you would have said straight from 147 to 168, I might feel differently. But now that he had that fight at 154, then I'm with it. I'm with it. I don't think that's outrageous.
Straight from 154 to 168. So you
Yes,
good with
sir.
that?
Yes, sir. If you want to make a personal bet, if the fight actually go down, I would take it. No cap. No cap.
That's all I'm saying. Like
you
Eddie
want
Hearn,
to make a bet, take the bet, player. That's how you
his
feel.
first bid was looming, and if you ain't secure a fight, then you knew who he was gonna have to fight. And look, man, I just don't feel like he bummed out about not making this fight for Boots. I don't get that feeling. Like I said, he knew, so it is what it is. And part of me feel like it got a point with that whole you made these offers and stuff, but he said that the manager said some key things like you doing this on social media. Why you not trying to negotiate? Why we can't get on the phone?
What?
I love communication, bro. When I hear that somebody open line extended, hey man, let's cut out this because this is why it's really not going to happen because it's going public. That's number one. But when I hear somebody say, let's get on the phone, let's talk, let's meet in the middle, I hear somebody that's willing to come up off that just a little bit off the 2 million if you can meet them in the middle, man. So part of me felt like, yeah, you made these offers, but then you're gonna be like, look, I made offers to everybody. Nobody wants to fight you. Here's Karen. It's no different than what he's been hearing for the last few years. This guy don't want to fight you. That guy. I forgot one time Bozy said they went through more than double-digit opponents, I think, before Boots got somebody to get in the ring with him. So it's nothing new than what he's typically been hearing. The only difference is maybe you getting him the bag, and maybe that might be the cushion, might cushion his blow a little bit when he don't get the undisputed or get to be unified, you know. So we're gonna see, man. But I feel like sacrifice you're gonna have to for as dangerous of a talent he is. Nobody is. You get what I'm saying? Think about it. Look at the whole landscape. Who you got beating Boots?
Nah, you know,
That's how I
Russ,
feel
You know what I'm
too,
saying?
man.
That you got the guy, man. They want to get paid. They like, bro, that dude. I see how he beat
I understand. I understand people want
I
severance
was there when he
packages.
put himself in the Matrix with Via and punched him. Like, no, bro, I seen what he be doing. Nah, you gonna have to pay me for him to. You want to do and one mixtape tricks on me in the ring? Nah, bro. Give us a couple dollars for that, man. For that ass whooping, man. So
Yeah, I understand people be wanting them severance packages when they
you
try
know
to
what I'm
step in the
saying,
ring
Tom?
with certain folks.
You
Yeah, I
know who's about
understand
to
it.
put that pain in.
I understand it. This is the thing that I have a problem with because the statement was made that you counting people pockets.
CJ, I know it's
Well,
funny.
how you gonna tell Boost that he need to sacrifice $500,000
That's true.
when he's giving you the shot too? Because he's the one that's been a draw.
True.
But
You
he the
have
one
not been.
who want undisputed, bro.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's you telling a fighter that he need to sacrifice it.
Yeah, nah, that I get. It's Eddie. It's Eddie. I think that should make the sacrifice. But Boots, I feel like if they was thinking like that, that would have been an option. But maybe in his shoes, not being a vocal guy, that's just not his area of business. So he just gonna stick to what he know.
So what he's saying is that your promoter's not gonna do it, so you're gonna have to do it. And I understand that too because they want the shot as well too because it's big for them, just like it's big for Boots. Oh, and this is the thing that I wanted to say also about Canelo and his price asking. Like, what is he asking to fight Crawford and Benavidez?
I don't know if he put out a number for Crawford. The Benavidez was the 150-200 thing, but I don't think he said a number with Crawford. I think the last statement he put out, he said he's still open to it. He's actually.
So what's the most that Canelo ever got for a fight?
What is it? 30-something million guaranteed?
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. That's definitely ridiculous.
He get paid a lot.
It sounds like duck talk, don't it?
Yeah.
See what I'm
that's
saying?
ridiculous.
So sacrifices, sometimes people they don't want to sacrifice, and I feel like people missing the bigger picture. You could blame the Normans all you want for that duck shit, but after you done blaming them, you still got what you got. Y'all keep on talking about, we'll go fight this one for that couple $100,000 and he gonna make millions to fight. Cool, but how's that helping? Yeah, it's helping him financially, but he a fighter. This is a dude that ain't complained about no money ever. He ain't that guy. He the dude that want to beat your ass and it's fun while he do it. Like, that's a dangerous dude to fight. People know this. Nah, they want to get paid and they gonna force Eddie to go in his pockets. That's what people I think are gonna try. They're gonna try his hand. They seen him shaking hands with Turkey Island Sheik too. They feel like you got access. Maybe it might be perception is not reality, where they think he dealing with something that he not. You get what I'm saying? Maybe they think his budget is something it's not.
That's why I rock with fighters like Earl, man. We would have never saw that fight with him and Bud, had he not made that sacrifice, conceding to letting him the coin toss and all of that crazy stuff that was going on with it. You know what I'm saying?
How much you think Spence getting paid for that fight, bro? I'm gonna ask you that because Boots not
You
getting
think
what Spence
Spence
made.
or Boots?
I'm talking about in that fight with Crawford. How much you think they made? See, the fact that Crawford
The
made so
numbers
much
came
money.
out, didn't it? The numbers came out, didn't it?
Yeah,
What
but
is
what
like
I'm saying, do you
55,
think Boots
45?
in this fight is he getting anywhere close to that number that Spence is getting?
No.
No, but we talk. We don't compare it to what Spence getting. We compare it to what Brian Norman Jr. is getting. He's the one who's in there with the split, bro.
I understand, but look, you saying 500,000. Well, not you, but Brian Norman Sr. saying $500,000 is just a piece of change. That's $500,000. You know how much they made in their last fight? Not even that. You asking for somebody to give up something that's going to be relatively close to their net or their gross, whereas Spence is grossing way more than that.
But bro, you about to mess up Brian Norman Jr. record though. And take his belt away. Take his belt away. That's his leverage, bro. He ain't stupid.
I think that's what they doing
on both ends. I hear it on both ends.
I think that's what they did too, without speaking on it. Like they know Boots. They know he want undisputed. What was his pop just saying? He'll never be undisputed. This is what I want y'all to know. He'll never be undisputed. He know full well this is what he want, and maybe they try to use that also as some leverage. You need this belt more. Like we got it. We playing with house money. Like they said, they can just go fight dude and make their money and be in a different tax bracket and just keep trying to win and build their own thing. You get what I'm saying? But I think a part of them try to really leverage the fact that they feel like Boots want to be undisputed. And this belt costs. And that opportunity is costly as well. So it's just all how you want to look at it, man. But I salute them for trying. I know they ain't get it done, but
man, Mario Barrios and his team doing the same thing. Just Mario Barrios and them, they playing the same game of keep away. You know what I'm saying? Passing the ball around, not taking no shot. And ain't nobody say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? We heard a little bit of noise, but now, with Brian Norman Jr., it's crazy that he's, asking for that a little bit more.
And then again, like I said, you got Staniona saying he ain't even willing to cross the street for the money they offering. Like it's laughable. It's not even worth bringing up. So what I'm saying is, it's about to look like you out here not willing to make the sacrifice. It's gonna look that way. I don't care if maybe he don't care what it looks like, but that's what it's gonna look like. Everybody can't be yelling low money. You know what I mean? You ain't offering no money. So hey,
Plus, Boots usually knock his opponents out.
good luck, you bust like Brian, a brand new car. You just gotta park it on the street and come outside every day, every so often, and wash it. That's what that's like, bro. Because you're not moving them further along. You're gonna get them paid though.
Hey, Just, who was talking about that? Was that AB? Somebody was talking about how the boxers don't got no insurance plan or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They medical or nothing like that. They should have some type of, system set up for them, to take care of them. I mean, because Boots known to knock he known to brutally knock his opponents out, man. Brian Norman, he know that's worth some money.
Right. And my final take, y'all, no ducking. It was deeper than that. Sometimes business is not able to get worked out, but that's why you had the negotiations. I think it was a bad idea to go public with it. You know what I mean? Not trying to blame nobody. It's just the overall situation could have been dealt differently, could have been dealt with, handled differently. But I appreciate the intent. 3 offers were sent. That showed the intent to try to really make the fight. He was up in the ante. It just fell a little bit short from what they wanted. Sometimes that's business. So maybe they keep winning and they can revisit this situation. But in the meantime, let's see how people receive the next opponent for Boots if it's Karen. We're gonna see.
Salute, Just. I appreciate you allowing me to come up here and talk boxing with y'all. Salute to you, Tommy Hill.
Y'all always welcome. Shout out to the family.
TJ Rich.
Oh my God. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
You already know you the bro, baby boy. I just come up here to mess with you, especially on that Devin issue.
You know.
Salute, y'all.
Man. Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate everybody. That continues to support that grind. Shout out to Thomas Hill, Freaking Fly, my guy, CJ Rich, and the rest of the gang, man. Everybody that came to rock out with us, man. Sometimes boxing gonna let us down, but I try not to get too high, too low. I'm not big on blaming people. My conversations extend far deeper than the duck talk. If I just wanted to push a duck talk, that'd be a short conversation. You get what I'm saying? When you peel back the layers, you go in depth. You allow both sides to state their piece, and I let the people make of it what they will. If y'all still want to say somebody duck, I ain't mad at y'all. For me, I just think when business can't be worked out, it's deeper than somebody ducking because they didn't even get to somebody being scared and turning down an offer. It's more so they can't even get what they wanted. So that's business. Sometimes it don't work out, and then you just got to move on. And that's what they did, man. Shout out to both of them, but that would have been a hell of a fight. And ultimately, it's a bigger opportunity for Boots because of what he's trying to accomplish and his age and where he at right now in his career. You know what I mean? People are just looking for him to just break out and take over 147. So maybe he'll be able to do that. Maybe Eddie got a better plan for him. We're going to see. Remains to be seen. But with that, that's my time on this Good Friday, man. I appreciate everybody that hit the super chat, everybody that smashed the like button, that came through to rock out with your boy. D for the win, my guy, man. Everybody, y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday, man. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to try to pull, make sure we put a stream out every day this week. So I'm going to try to come back tomorrow with another one. We're going to build. As always, much love to y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. We out. Damn, that's something else. Oh, no, you know what? My bad, y'all. I got to play the raffle. I just got it.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle, our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Shout out to the fam, man. That's another raffle. Like I said, $10 entry, $25 get you 3 entries. You get the opportunity to win the iPad, the air fryer, the Kenichi Bear headphones. We just gonna keep this rocking, man. We trying to find ways to keep things going. You know, find things to get back to the people. We need y'all participation, and we gonna rock with y'all. And you know, good luck to the winners and everybody that's gonna participate. Again, shout out to the JBT families. All love on this end. Shout out to my brother Kyle Coolin and everybody in the chat, man. He said, "My drink my pain away." Shout out to my brother Kyle Coolin, man. Appreciate you as always, and big salute to the Queen, Melanin Queen, always holding the chat down. The true moderator of the chat. I appreciate you, D1, my guy. All love, man. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday, man. We up out of here. Peace.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's JUSDUWBOXING, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's JUSDU. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. .4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.